Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show.
So, I did some test recordings, and it works pretty well. Like, I moved the phone all around the cabin, and I mean, you're fucking loud enough. It'll pick you up just fine. And it was picking me up great, even when I had my head turned this way and my hand was all the way in your seat.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah, we're good.
I've already started recording.
Already?
Yeah. I had the app up. I just needed to hit the button.
All right, cool. So this is it.
Yeah. We're in our way.
Okay. So wait, what are we recording about?
I don't know.
So whatever happens, this is the show.
Put your seatbelt on.
All right. Yeah. Oh.
Car's already bitching.
Yeah, it is, man.
We probably have to stop in Temple for gas because I didn't fill up all the way.
No, and this one is it.
So there's a little lock on the top.
Yeah.
So press it down. And then there's a little squeeze thing. You squeeze when you drink.
Oh, that opens it. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to squeeze it very hard either. It's like it's very light touch.
Oh, fuck yes. Cool. Sweet.
So is that not better than Cuppa?
Yeah, no, this is amazing.
Also, if you need glasses... Oh yeah, you got the
Prescription. Got him.
I have like fucking 6 pairs of these little with the glasses that I stole when you brought that whole basket up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, one of those glasses came up and I was like, they went quick.
Yeah, I took like 5 or 6 copies of them. I have like all of them are in the car. That way, like if I forget glasses, I've got glasses.
That's smart. Oh, dude. I stayed up to 12:30 playing fucking Danganronpa. So
Dude, that's what I did. I was like up until almost 1, and I finally passed out.
mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I should have gone to sleep at like 10.
Now, when I went to sleep, but I was like this. I was like, oh, do I need to go pee? And then all of a sudden, my alarm went off, and I went, fuck, I guess I do. I was like, no, I'm going to snooze it. No, I need to get up and turn my PS4 on and make sure I sync the trophies before we go on the road. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Oh, man. I woke up at 5:57. Like 3 minutes before my alarm was going to go off, I woke up. And I was like, well, guess I'm staying awake.
Yeah, I know, you just might as well stay awake at that point. Yeah, if I wouldn't have got up and started messing with my PS4, I probably would have it'd have been a rougher morning, but I played and said, I'm going to sync all my trophies real quick. Let me just do that.
It's a sad day. I put on my Quakecon 2007 shirt, which I fit into amazingly well now. And there's a giant hole underneath one of the arms.
Oh, no way.
I got it right here. So I put on my 2010 shirt, which is a 2X, which is just a little bit bigger.
I didn't stop to get money. That's cool.
There's ATMs. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna probably stop in Temple at Buc-ee's there and just fill up on gas. I've got plenty to get us like way past Waco if we want to, if we don't want to stop. But
oh man, I always stay stop at Buc-ee's. I stop at Buc-ee's even when I don't need to.
Currently, our trajectory will get us there at 9:40 in the morning. So if we stop at Buc-ee's for 20 minutes, we'll get there right at 10.
That's still before 11 and Fallout 76.
Yep.
That's all I care about. That is really all I care about. I'm not even joking when I say that.
So apparently they've got a playable version of Rage 2 in the expo hall. So we can go check that out. There is from what I saw on Twitter, NVIDIA has an entire section where they just have computers set up that anybody can walk up and sit at.
Alright.
So if we want to dick around at the BYO and play some games, there's a possibility we could do that if there's systems open.
Cool.
There's other presentations and stuff today. I want to say that there's one for Prey on how they made Prey VR. And apparently I didn't know this, but Bethesda didn't develop the VR versions of Skyrim and Fallout 4, and they didn't even they developed Doom VFR, but the control scheme that was implemented and all of that shit was all done by a third-party company from Dallas that just got bought out by Bethesda and is now Bethesda Studios Dallas.
Whoa.
Yeah. So they definitely hired the right people, because that fucking VR version of Fallout is amazing. Honestly, I think that's why my feet hurt so much.
Oh, because you've been playing that?
Well, I played it for a while. Right after after the first time we went to Houston, a couple months ago, I came back and I played like 8 or 10 hours worth of Fallout VR, and I think I hurt my feet, and they've kind of like slowly gone from doing okay to doing shitty to doing okay again. We'll see how I feel after this fucking walking around all day and driving.
Yeah, no shit. Chicky is kind of short, isn't she?
Oh, there's in the middle and the front. Oh no, wait, no, it's on the side. You're right. There's a little like bar that should do what you're looking for.
Oh my god, don't tell this is all of it, man.
It should be.
I feel two, and one's making my back harder, and the other one
It should be one that'll take you back further. Like, it's a little bar, and if you push on the front of it, it goes back and forth, I think. Or there may be a pull bar in the front.
if I'm looking for it. Damn it. Okay. Maybe this is where I'm sitting. Maybe this is all the way back. Let me see if I can get it moves forward. Now that just moves the seat forward. Yeah, this is all the way back. That is back. Oh, okay.
That is all the way back.
That is all the way back. I'm a big boy. Shit.
You're shrinking slowly.
Yeah, no.
We're gonna make you not so big a boy.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm tall, man. I didn't realize this was. Wow. Okay.
Oh, there's a heat seat. If you want the little back in the butt.
Yeah, don't do that to me, dog. Yeah, that'll be it. They'll be like, what happened to cousin? Yeah, he died on the way up there.
I mean, if you do fall asleep, there's an entire back of this thing is completely flat.
Good God, dude.
If you gotta sleep, you know. Oh man, God, this coffee is fucking good.
Yeah, it was, man. I'm tearing through it. Man, I sent this to my homegirl last night. I said, somebody at Twix is petty as fuck. She was, she just said, LMAO, thanks. I was like, thank you, man. I was like, golly, I sent this to the most petty person in the world.
Yeah, here's the 2007 shirt.
They give you those for registering?
No, so back in the day, shirts were free. Like, they would just throw them out to the crowd, and they would only print so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't get one, too bad. And then when Bethesda took over, shirts went from being something that they gave out to something that you got with your BYOC registration, or you could buy at a booth. But they never print enough of them. Like, as far as I know, just from reading everything, the only shirt sizes they have left are small and medium. And that was yesterday. And they were like, just don't bother trying to buy anything unless you need a small or medium, because they don't have them. And they know. They know. Fat fucking gamers. Like, just buy a bunch of larges, extra larges, 2XLs, 3XLs. Don't bother with the small and the medium. Just make women's sizes in those sizes. I'm not trying to be sexist, but it's the fucking truth.
Yeah, don't even fucking do that, man.
Just
because even Reed's gonna fucking wear large.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, Reed and Zane are gonna wear larges and XLs. So, man, why the fuck would you even make those sizes, man? Smalls and mediums. Why are we giving them to kids? Are there kids in this room?
Really, actually, there are a lot of kids.
Oh,
to be honest, there was one year where I was sitting, and behind me and 2 computers over, I like turned around to get up, and there's literally like a fucking 6-year-old kid just rocking people in fucking Quake 3 Arena. Just rocking. Like, this is way back in like 2009, 2010, I think.
yeah.
So that kid's, he's in college. But it was hilarious. I turned around and I was like, what the fuck? And so I started recording him on my phone, like just beating ass. And his dad walks up and he's like, hey, can you send me that video whenever you're done? And he gave me his email address and I fucking sent him the video. But it was fucking awesome. Like, so there are kids who show up. Like, it's an all ages event. Anybody can get into the BYO.
Wow.
It started out as something like, 18 to 35 people were the only, and guys were the only ones who were coming for like the first 10 or 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really became like an all ages event because the people who originally started coming, they started getting older and having families and like bringing them with them.
But this is crazy. I can't believe we're going to this shit. I'm going looking for the guys from Osio and all that, man. They should be here.
If they're going to be anywhere, they'll probably be in the expo area, which is where all of the shops and shit are.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go look for them and see if they're there.
I don't even know why I'm wearing these glasses. It ain't that bright out here.
Oh, yeah. Not right now.
And this rain came out of nowhere. Like,
Bro,
I walked
saw
outside.
something last night saying it was going to at midnight, and I thought it would be over.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this shit. No.
I got up and I walked outside and I was like, either that's some heavy ass condensation or it rained. I started on my way to your house and it started sprinkling. I was like, fuck. I don't think it's going to cost too much of a delay.
No.
I looked at the line. It was LineCon again, man. It's always fucking LineCon.
So we're going to be in line forever trying to get in.
Well, like, the first day of Quakecon, they usually don't open registration until like 8 in the morning, right?
Right.
They've started to learn that that's not a good idea, and so they opened registration Wednesday night at midnight. Midnight Wednesday night going into Thursday day.
So at midnight, somebody's there and you can come up and register.
Yeah, so I don't think it was too bad, but like there was one year where all of the registration systems were fucking broken and they couldn't get them connected, so they couldn't register anybody. So it was literally LineCon. Like we were in line from, I think we got there at 10 at night. No, we got there at like 7. We checked into the hotel, brought all of our shit upstairs, went downstairs, and got in line at 10 p.m. on Wednesday, and we did not get into drop off our stuff in the BYO for like 8 to 10 hours. And so we just called it LineCon. Like literally people who were close enough to plugs in the wall were just hooking up their PCs in the line and just fucking playing games. There were people with like DSs and shit who were all like linked up playing games against each other. What? What'd you forget?
I could have brought my fucking Switch.
Oh, yeah.
I could have bagged it up, man, if it was... hell, I'm going to be there to be sightseeing, bro. It ain't going to be that bad.
Albert? The fuck is that thing? I've never seen that shit before.
Yeah, man, it's not the last time I came out this way, and it was just like, okay, that's gonna be new, but
Why?
what the fuck is this?
It's
I mean, this isn't Gerald. You're not far enough to be in Gerald.
it's pre-Gerald.
Yeah.
I like to call it Jarrell.
Jarrell. Let's go with okay. I'll give you this one.
I mean, it did
hometown in Texas.
It did get destroyed.
And I didn't get that.
Would you pretend you didn't hear that? That's a funny ass joke.
That's good shit, dude. But I didn't hear that. I don't want to be in that like next strike. Oh, y'all gonna make fun of that? It's not like you were saying.
Not only am I making fun of that, I'm making fun of that in a rainstorm.
Yeah, in a rainstorm. Yeah, no bad. No bad.
Oh, look, it's an Amazon truck.
I honestly have never seen that.
Never seen one of those. That's crazy. It's an Amazon 16-wheeler. Like, I've seen, like, the white, discreet Amazon trucks everywhere in Austin, but I have never seen an Amazon 16-wheeler. They really are just not giving a fuck about shipping through anybody but themselves these days. Man, I almost bought a small voice recorder yesterday.
What?
I went to fucking Fry's and I was looking at them. But then I was like, let me go test it. And then I got in the car and I did a bunch of tests for the audio recording. And I was like, that's not bad. It ain't bad at all.
Yeah, I didn't live with that. Yeah, hell yeah.
And I don't know whether it's recording because the car has microphones for a voice call. And it's hooked into the system in the car. So I don't know whether or not it's actually using the microphone on the phone, or if it's using the voice recording system that's in the car to record us. Because I figured, like, if I can put it all the way over there and talk this way and it picks me up, and I sound just as loud as I do over here, it's got to be the car audio.
That's what I would think.
This is what I do with my spare time, is just test stupid shit.
Bro, that's how we got a podcast. Just testing dumb shit is what we built a whole podcast on.
Speaking of building a podcast, I started the work on the one that you sent me, or the one that Reed sent us, I guess.
Yeah.
Through the email. The audio was kind of separated into, like, you were on the left channel and he was on the right channel.
Yeah.
So I pulled it in and I broke it into two separate sections. So I broke out the left and the right audio into their own channels, and then I merged them together into a single channel. And then I ran all the filters and stuff, so it's going to be mono when we finally release it. But, you're both coming out of both speakers.
Okay.
And I cleaned it up. It sounds a lot better. I removed that chunk at the beginning, and then I did all the normal cleanup stuff to it. So it sounds really good. I did the background noise removal, and I did the temporal, like, cut out all the silence. And it didn't actually drop that much out of the podcast, to be honest. Like, it was like 16 and a half minutes, and I think it's like 15 now, even after the silence removal. So you guys were you were talking the whole time. There were no gaps.
Really?
Like, it's a solid hour 15.
Holy shit, I did not know I thought there were some breaks in it, man.
No. I mean, there were obviously some breaks, because I pulled about a minute of silence out of it, but not really. driven this fucking drive all the way up to Waco so many times. And, like, this drive feels short to me.
That's when you know you've been doing this shit way too long.
Luckily, I haven't had to do it since, like, last October for some strange reason.
Isn't that what you do now?
Yeah.
I was about to say, wait a minute, hold on, dog. I'm not a mathematician, but
Are you fucking playing Tapped Out?
bro,
Motherfucker. Really?
Yeah.
Still?
I've never quit.
Oh, I don't know what anybody's obsession with that game is. What does that game provide? Like, it pretty much plays itself. All you're really doing is just buying shit and putting it on a map.
Welcome to Sim City. Welcome to City Skyline.
No, at least then you're actually, like, constructing a city. This, you're just putting shit down so that you can get another quest to get more donuts.
No, I've actually built a city. Like, I actually do city management, and I put shit in. Oh, yeah, look, here's my fucking Las Vegas. I actually even put the Quickie Wedding Chapel right there. I really worked.
Damn it.
Like, everybody was like, why do you have built roads into it? So I would make sure that it looked like a real city. I love this shit, dude. First of all, I'm a sucker for anything mobile and anything that I can play just like, oh, fuck, yeah, this is quick. Let's do this. That shit gets me every freaking time, dude. I don't even want to show you my phone. In fact, let's just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 EA games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And 16 other games. And those other games are even less played.
Yeah, because you don't play fucking games. You play games that play themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the phenomenon that I don't fucking understand about gaming at the moment on mobile. Is like, this isn't actually a game. I'm just gonna log in and click a button, and then it's gonna play itself and just kill my phone.
Clicker Heroes, bro.
For no reason. Like, I don't even understand Click Heroes. That's a whole nother pile of bullshit on PC. Is this fucking browser games where you do nothing but go in and click a button, and the game plays itself for 2 hours, and then
You level it up.
What is the point? What is the point?
Keep the mind just dead, like everything else, and I don't have to think about reality.
But you're not even playing it.
Yeah, I just
You're
watch
not
it.
even playing it.
Yeah, and it still just zones you out.
It doesn't. No,
Oh, it zones us out.
I don't.
You know, you're one of those special types that hates everything. It won't zone you out. It
Oh no, I'm
builds your
not
hate up.
special in that. I got to tell you, there's a lot of people who hate a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. The more I hang with you, the more I'm starting to become one of those people. I was like, why do I hate so many things? Oh, Brandon and Reed are rubbing off on me. That's why.
That sounds dirty.
That's it. This is a damn good coffee, bro. I gotta give you credit for this one. You did a damn good job. And this cup is freaking phenomenal, man.
Yeah, and it'll keep that shit hot for like 7 hours.
That is crazy, dude. That is crazy.
So it's a tablespoon of grass-fed butter,
Mm-hmm.
a tablespoon of just generic MCT oil
Mm-hmm.
from.
Did you go to the nature store or the vitamin shop?
No, that other one.
GNC?
No, the one that Amazon bought, Whole Foods.
Oh, for real?
Just generic MCT oil from Whole Foods, and then a tablespoon of heavy cream. So
Okay.
what I did was I combined I doubled that recipe, and I put it in the blender, and then I made, this is 20 ounces, that's 16 ounces. I made 4 ounces less than that of coffee, and then I just poured it all in there, blended it, and then poured it out into both cups. But it's, god damn it, it's fucking coffee of the gods. It really is. Like,
Bro, I've got to be This is my new drug of choice, man. Oh, thanks, man. I'm going to send a message to my mom. She's supposed to be going.
Speaking of, holy crap, I'm supposed to do that.
What? Tell your mom?
No, I gotta sending stuff to somebody. Jenny wanted me to send her a glimpsey. I apologize if there's a bunch of clicking right now on my phone. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to sign into an account? Get a verification code. Nah, fuck it. Continue as a guest. I'll set up the glimpsy shit later. I'll send it to her when we get to Temple.
What do you got to do?
She wants me to send, I have this application called Glimpse that,
What's the matter?
audio recording stopped because that fucking text message. That is cool.
Alright.
Say all that again.
So basically, here's what happened. So we had 8 weeks of the summer.
Yeah.
Of that 8 weeks, I traveled 7 of them. All right. Of that 7 that I traveled, 6 of them were for cons. So basically, out of 8 weeks, 6 weekends went toward cons. 1 weekend was an actual freaking vacation. And I told everybody after that run, hey, I'm not going to any more cons. We're taking August off. Because at the end of August is St. Japan, and I'm tired. All right? And I'm not going to go to St. Japan if I'm this exhausted. I thought that made sense to everybody. So we decided, hey, you're right. Let's take a break. Let's rebuild build our resources, and then we'll go back out on the road. I am now in a car with you, headed to the very fucking con I said I wasn't going to. And that's what doesn't make sense. It's like,
Hey, I mean, at this point, you're not going as press. You're not working the con.
oh yeah,
You're not even staying. We're just gonna go up there. We're gonna fucking stay the day, and we're gonna come back.
goof off. This is my goof off trip. So, and last weekend, I could have made it to build the Belton Comic Con, right, which was right up the road from Austin. It's north of Austin. And I was just looking at the sign. We're passing through Belton. I seriously could have got out of bed last weekend and came up to Belton and did their Comic Con. I did not want to get up. That was the problem.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm tired and I want to sleep, and I'm not getting. I seriously spent almost all last weekend in a bed, and so it was just like, oh, here I am, and I'm passing through it, and I'm like, well, that really wasn't that far from the house. I might could have got up to come to this.
Yeah, but what's the fucking point? I mean, it's Belton. It's gonna be 5 people who show up.
Bro, you will not believe this, but they had freaking Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo came.
He lives in Texas. It's down the road for him.
Yeah, it probably was a down the road trip for him, but man, it was just like the people that they brought in, they actually had some quality talent. And we could have, here's our thing, a small Comic-Con like that, me, Reed, and Zane would have got every freaking interview in that place, man. We'd have cleaned that place out on interviews. But Reed is 3 weeks behind right now on cons. Because we were every weekend, he would basically get home, empty out the hard drive, get it on the computer, and could not even start processing it because he was packing the bag to go to the next con and charging batteries.
Yeah.
He would basically have to empty the bag out, start the battery charging process for the week, so that we could go to the next con the coming weekend. So it was like we were always I would unpack, do laundry, repack, and on Monday I would start my guest list, building the guest list. Here's who we're going to interview, and it was just constantly just a repeating cycle. And I was just like, man, being a content creator is a full-time job. If you want to be a content creator, yeah, it's a full-time job all the time.
We need to build him a new fucking rig. Seriously, I really wish we could have gotten him that laptop a long time ago,
bro. That would have been the greatest thing that ever happened to it.
So that rig that I sent you, he could do a lot of content creation on that thing.
that's the thing that I'm starting to think is that I want to start helping him with the video editing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, man, Reed has his own style, man. He's just like, so that's our problem is that he builds content and the way he makes our videos, the way he puts the music on there and orchestrates everything, it has its own look. So I could never take his look. People would see a difference in the video. And then the other thing is too, like when it comes to audio, that's our biggest battle. Audio is the biggest battle. Without running a full crew, dropping a freaking boom mic on us. Sometimes the audio comes out amazing, and then other times because it's, you know, a weird situation or the audio doesn't sound as good. Like, I swear to God, on one of the videos, my mic is dead, and the other person's mic is what you're hearing me on. Yeah, because I've been listening to our videos for so freaking long and watching them for so freaking long that it just sounds weird in my ear now when I watch it. So I'm just like, I'm becoming that guy. I'm the audio style of the group now. And now I got to try to build a new set because I want to go out on the road doing interviews. I want to make radical thinking a little bit more mobile. Yeah. Because for our show, see, there it is, Bell County Expo Center. So we're passing right by. For our show, we do almost everything through Discord, right? Yeah. But radical thinking, I get a lot of guests that
they're not PC people. They don't have the equipment.
Well, yeah, a lot of times they may not be PC people. They may not have the equipment. Also, I run into a thing where they want to remain anonymous because we don't always use, due to subject matter, we don't always use real names on that show. And so when you're meeting somebody and they're going to be using an alias to talk to you about how somebody attempted to murder them, they don't necessarily want to come to your house. Yeah. You know, or jump on a computer and give you emails and all this. That's why I set up, you know, I reorganized my server for Discord. So there's the hidden room. Mm-hmm. It's not that hidden. Everybody knows the freaking room is, you know, Dick Beasley's sleazy hangout. I didn't want anybody to know what it was, but then I started doing so many freaking interviews. I was like, okay, this is Dick Beasley's is going to be just for the guys on the show. It's my server for like my closest PC friends and just the guys on the show. And then I made a radical thinking interview room. And so after I bring somebody in and we do the show, I boot them because I don't want them to be able to pop in next time I do a show. So I just like boot you. Now everybody gets to stay at Dick Beasley's. Yeah. Everybody, I'll never boot anybody from that room. Once you come to Dick Beasley's, you can come there, hit me up, hang out with nobody. You don't get to hang out in the radical thinking interview room. I booted Reed and Zane from it and my buddy Adrian because I didn't want them to bother me doing the interview last time. I did. I booted everybody. I was like, hey man, I'm about to do an interview, so don't pop in the room. And they were like, no, we're going to interrupt. So I went, okay. Bye. They said, we were joking. I said, yeah, let's go. Booted everybody.
Joke all you like. You're not coming in.
Yeah. Like, seriously, like, maybe you should figure out when to joke. Like, oh, he's being serious. He's really about to do a show, a recording. And I couldn't risk somebody hopping in the middle of the show because, like I say, a lot of times, guests are anonymous. Yeah. And so it's been rough, man. So I just like, it's just easier to boot people and get it the hell over with, man. Just get them out of there. But I've racked up so many freaking interviews that I want to start going on the road with it. Now, I just kind of want to be able to say, oh, let me take this DR, a Tascam DR60, and I'm going to get I'm thinking about buying lav mics. Yeah. A lav mic system and hooking it up.
There's a couple of decent options for lav mics that should be good. Yeah. What do you want to do with them?
I want to do that, and then I can just mic everybody. I mean, because at that point, I could just meet you at a Starbucks anywhere in Austin and Tascam on the table, mic you up, do a quick test, listen to the audio, and boom, we're done. That would be it. I would just need one mic with an ear, and then we can just do the whole show. And I can hear it recording. And then if I buy a big enough SD card,
mean, like, okay, look at it this way. This recording that I'm doing on my phone is a 44 kilohertz wave.
Yeah.
It's 10 megabit a minute. I have fucking 30 gigabit worth of free space. Even at 20 gigabit worth of free space, there's 2,000 minutes worth of recording space on my phone alone.
Yeah.
Like, if you have just like a 32 gig SD card, you're never going to run out of space if all you're doing is audio.
That's what everybody keeps saying. Reed said that. He's like, bro, if all you're going to do is audio, you can get the 16 and you're still going to be in great room for that. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be only audio. There will be no video shot.
Yeah.
Although, here's the thing, and we've been going through this. It's really weird. I'm starting to get this thing where people are starting to ask for video.
Yeah.
For radical thinking. And I said, it would be the most boring video you ever watched. It's one fat guy, well, getting smaller, former fat guy.
One shrinking guy.
Yeah, one shrinking guy talking to a mic. No guest.
It's like a shitty version of Ant-Man.
It really is. The special effects are not that special in my version. But it's just
well, I mean, the person's pretty special, but the effects.
The effects suck. But that's my thing, dude. I'm trying to figure out, what do I do with this? Okay, hey, what flavor is this before I do it?
Oh, it's watermelon.
Oh, hell to the yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one I drink anymore. It's literally the only one I drink. Like, I've tried all the other ones. I don't like any of them. I mean, I like them, but like, the only one that I can drink consistently is watermelon. And it's not just watermelon. It's technically watermelon and lime.
That's a good one. I really like this. I quit buying, well, I didn't quit buying them. I just got a house full of bubbly right now. And so we're having to go through all those.
Bubbly, they sell bubbly in 20-ounce bottles at Buc-ee's now.
Oh, no. Bro, the Sefcos.
Yeah.
Do the job. They will have the strawberry, the lime, and the grapefruit in the bottle. And your boy has bought all of them. I'm just going to tell you. And here's the thing. I'm scared to go back and drink a Coke now.
Dude, even Diet Coke is sickening.
Yeah.
Sick. Like, I can't tell the difference between a Diet Coke and a regular Coke now.
Well, let's think about this. So, a lot of people don't, well, I don't think we've ever really talked about this, but you and I both started keto.
Yeah.
I started June 12th. You started before me.
I started a long time ago. Like,
yeah, you started way before me.
February or March.
Mm-hmm. And then June 12th, I decided, this dude's losing way too much weight, and I don't want to be the fat guy on the show. I got to get right. I really got to start taking this seriously. So on June 12th, I went on, and it has been a weird ass journey since then. How much have you lost total? 30 something?
So I started at 233.6. I'm now 192. I did the calculation last night. It's 41.6 pounds.
Jesus.
And
congrats,
like
man.
less than 6 months. And I like once I hit 200, things slowed down a bit, just because I don't have as much excess fat, and so I have to start focusing the diet more towards hitting my macros, which is what I'm doing now. And since I started that, like I was 198 at the wedding, which was a month ago.
Yeah.
And now I'm 192, so I've lost another 6 pounds. But that 6 pounds is actually fairly difficult to lose because I needed to actually start paying attention to everything and hitting my macros and making sure I was getting enough fat and enough protein in the right amounts.
Yeah, that's where you start really having to micromanage it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I started and I was 337.9. 337.9, I want to say is what it was. 337.9 or 337.7. It was somewhere in there. Yeah, 337, almost 338 pounds, okay? And I started in, and the last time I had weighed in, I was 309, all right? So that would have been a 28-pound drop, okay? Since, what's today is August, okay, so today's August 11th. So it would have been my 60-day mark tomorrow. I'd have been on the diet 60 days tomorrow.
How much total?
28 pounds.
28. See, that shit's working.
Yeah, it's working. No, it's coming off. So, but here's the thing, and I told you yesterday, I said something weird happened, and, you know, we've been on these cons, and I'm walking 16,000 steps a day at each con, and, you know, you do that every weekend for 7 weekends, you might start building a little bit of muscle, which is kind of weird because all of a sudden my weight went up, but my body fat percentages started dropping. Yeah. And that's where it got weird because even when I was losing weight, my body fat percentage kept staying at 44%. And now it's down to like 38. And I was like, okay, I've dropped 6% body fat now, but the weight's kind of staying in that, I want to say last time I weighed in, I think it went back down to I was 310. So it's right still, that's 27 pounds drop, but the body fat percentages have now dropped 6% in addition to the weight. So it's kind of like the body's starting to go through that adjustment period where it's like, okay, this is where we are, let's start the next drop. It's really weird how I've been noticing how it does it. So,
man, what's weird is it's fucked up. I hurt more now that I am smaller than I did when I was larger.
I'm cold all the freaking time. I have the chills.
Oh, yeah. The cold thing, yeah. Like, the whole reason I wore hoodies all the way up until the beginning of the summer in the building at work and outside the building at work, even when it was like 104 outside, because I was fucking cold all the time.
I know, yeah.
I've just finally gotten to the point where, like, I'm cold and I just ignore it because that's the only thing that I can do. Because if I don't ignore it, I'm going to be wearing a hoodie for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah,
I just got to get used to
having a hoodie for the rest of my life. Now, there is a hoodie in this bag that you're looking at that I brought.
Well, that's actually a good idea because the BYOC is usually cold as fuck. Yeah. I probably should have brought a hoodie, I just didn't bother.
Yeah, no,
if they're selling them there, I might buy one. Like, if they've got a Quakecon hoodie, I'm picking one up.
I couldn't do it, dude. I was sitting here just thinking the whole time, like, nah, dude, I will die. I will freaking die if I don't have a hoodie.
Oh, balls. I should have got off at that last exit. I didn't know they closed this exit.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. We're screwed. We're just going to go to another gas station. I'm sorry.
We're passing the greatest Texas institution, that's Buc-ee's.
There's another Buc-ee's, like, closer to Dallas, I think, that we can stop at.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great dude. I stop at that Buc-ee's even if I don't need anything. I stop there. This road is going to be freaking amazing. But they've done so much since the last time I was here. That did not look that good last time I was here.
That shit didn't exist the last time I came by. And that exit was still there. They've moved it back further. Exit 304 is now like a half mile from where it was.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. So I saw the craziest shit last night.
What's that?
So I'm hungry. I don't want to fucking cook.
Mm-hmm.
I've already gotten Jenny together with dinner. I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking get some wings. I'm gonna go over my protein. I don't care today. I'm just gonna go over it. I haven't done it in like a week, 2 weeks almost. So I go to order from my normal one that's off Parmer, and it keeps telling me that I can't order from there online. And I'm like, motherfucker. So I put in an online order to the one that's off of 183.
Yeah.
And Anderson, like right next to that T-Mobile.
Yeah, okay, I know exactly where you're at.
So that one will allow me to order online, but it won't allow me to pay online, which means those fucks won't start the order until I get there. So I put in the order, I drive over there, I'm pulling into the parking lot, and I go to park, and I come upon, like, fucking accidental renaissance, man. Like, there's an entire group of what could be, like, 18 to 22-year-olds standing around, some of them on phones. Everybody looks concerned. The biggest motherfucker in the group is sitting on the ground, like, with his head on his chest, passed the fuck out. And I pull up, and everybody looks at me like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So I don't say it, I just get in, get out, walk inside and sit down. And I started listening to what they're talking about in there, like the people behind the counter. Apparently, this big motherfucker, while they were in there, he's so drunk, he puked all over the inside of the restaurant, walked outside, sat down, and passed out. And he's got like 6 or 7. So when I pulled up, the doors to their van were open. And basically, I'm guessing they're all trying to get his big ass in the car. But he's huge. Like, he's U-size. So there's no way they're going to pick him up. Like, not even all of them together are going to get this guy in that car.
Jesus.
They just have to wait until he wakes up to get his big ass in the car.
Bro, I had that happen at a wedding with Belly, and I learned something very important. If he ever passes out, that's where he's dying. You learned that. Bro, an ambulance had to show up to get him. We had to call an ambulance, a fire truck, and a police officer, and they had to team lift him. No pun intended. They team lifted his ass onto a stretcher. It is the funniest shit ever. I'm not going to tell the story here. It is definitely... We talk about some wild shit on this show. And even this story is too wild for our show. The story that tells you about Belly passing out is too wild for this show. I'm going to tell it one day. I'm going to get permission to tell it one day.
You already told this story.
You
already told this story like a couple times, not a couple times on Team Live, but a few episodes ago, right after the wedding.
Oh my God!
You told this story.
I told the story. Yeah, I was there. It was wild, dude. It was like the greatest time of my life. And I don't know if I told you guys. Well, I know I told you guys the uncensored went off the air.
Yeah.
Great day. My favorite wedding, the Kidding wedding, is the greatest wedding ever.
You go to their wedding, but you won't go to my wedding.
Yeah,
I see how it is.
I was officiating theirs. I had to go.
And that's what I told Jenny. I was like, if we want him to show up, we just need to make him officiate. If we pay him, he'll show up.
Yeah, see? But that is true. I could not miss their wedding. I had to officiate that wedding, man. And they actually came down, man. That was so weird. They were here for a Quakecon. They were on their honeymoon. They put it off to this summer. Mm-hmm. And he brought her back to where he proposed to her here in Austin. And so I was at a Quakecon, and they called me, and then, like, Reed and I went and ran and had lunch with him and met with him and hung out. So it was kind of neat, man. I was really happy to see him. Yeah. I think the weekend of your wedding, I was in Tokyo and Tulsa.
Yeah.
That was a long drive. That was a long drive. Tulsa, first of all, let me say this about Oklahoma. I never thought I would say this. That whole part of Oklahoma, drive up there, is freaking gorgeous. I did not know Oklahoma had gorgeous parts because the part I had lived in was the southwest corner of Oklahoma, which was flat and ugly and almost looked like a black and white film. It was almost like in a cartoon. You're driving down the road and it's sunny and there's color, and then you pass into the Oklahoma line there and it goes black and white. And it's ugly. And it was
like
terrible.
ATM's going to show up.
Oh, bro, it was terrible. It was terrible. I hated that part of Oklahoma. And the thing is, like, I have my Aunt Sherry and my Uncle Cliff live there. And she's lived there for years. She loves that town for some reason. And I don't know why. But nevertheless, that's where she chose to live. And then I'm like, I don't like this part of Oklahoma. It's just flat and there's no trees. It's like the Panhandle Part 2. Yeah. The Panhandle of Texas is not a pretty place. It is a very unattractive place to live. It is so ugly. It is god-awful ugly. But yeah, needless to say, that's where she lives. So I was just like, man, I hate this, but man, we got over to Tulsa and everybody was super friendly. All of Tulsa, there was not one person, like everywhere we went, people were super friendly, they talked to us, like complete strangers. We'd be setting up cameras and they just come up and start talking to us like they'd known us their whole life. And we'd be like, wow, okay, this is weird, you know. Hey, what do you guys do? And, you know, how about your private? I had the strangest question asked of us. They said, hey, is you got a YouTube channel? Yeah, so what do you guys do? Yeah, we do, like, go to cons and interview comic book and anime voice actors, and we just covered geek culture in general. And they were like, "Really? Is your show family friendly?"
No, not at all.
I said only the videos on the YouTube channel. Do not listen to the audios at all. That's the strangest thing to have to tell a family and young kid, because when the kids, like I showed them on there on my phone, the YouTube channel, and the kids were like, "Oh my gosh, I want to." Thomas Teddy, which is one of our biggest, interviews, comic book wise. Everybody knows that name because he worked for Marvel and DC, so they want to hear us talk to comic book artists. And John Hughes from Overground Comics, they wanted to see that this kid is an artist in the making, and he wants to work on comic books. So for him, I was showing him the videos he needed to see or watch.
Yeah.
And then he's starting to get into anime, so I said, "Oh, you'll want to watch this one because he's the voice. This is Chris Wycamp. He's the voice of Eraserhead on My Hero Academia, and that's the instructor. So you'll like to see this." So the little kid was hyped, right? But the dad was like, "So the rest of it is not family friendly." I said, "No, do not listen to that podcast in front of you." I said, "Do not touch those." I said, "Some of those have parental guidance warnings." I said, "But you better go through every episode because they are not family friendly." And I was like, it was weird. Like, even Reed was like, "See, there's a reason you guys really need to clean up the act."
Nah, like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's our problem. Our podcast, when it's a podcast, even Zane said it. Between Brandon and I, that's 90% of our F-bombs are going to come from two people. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. How do I do the adult show, and even I don't have as many F-bombs as our show. Our show is just, we're F-word city. Don't come here and if you are easily offended, don't listen to the Team Lift podcast. That's really just a warning that should come in.
You're mad that's the intro? I just make something up. I'll say words wrong. I can do that.
No, you do that well. You do that.
It just makes more sense the way I say it.
It has been radical since 4th grade. And you will not come in and say, "Well, I want to say that." I don't give a damn what you want to say. That's not the name of It's not even the name of my company. I have a website called Radical Thinking. You're the only one who can't mispronounce it. I was like, another child.
The only one who can't mispronounce it?
Who can't
I definitely can mispronounce it.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I've heard. Now, here's how bad it was. I had two people that made me laugh. One of the ladies that listens to the show was like, "Have I been saying it wrong?" Because he keeps saying the same thing. And I was like, "No, you've been saying it right. He's saying it wrong." Then another person wrote in, it's like, "Have you noticed that Brandon keeps saying the wrong?" And they couldn't tell if it was you or Reed. That's what I laughed at. They couldn't say, "Whoever's doing the intro for your show, I can't tell if it's you or Reed, if it's Brandon or Reed, but they keep saying Rodrical." And I was like, I thank you for noticing that. And that was when I finally was
it
like,
just makes more goddamn sense like that,
you're
okay?
the only dumbass that it makes sense to. No, and the reason it came Radical is nobody called me Roger. When I was growing up as a kid, I was always Rod. And I don't know what it was like when I was a kid, all the way from kindergarten to 3rd grade, everybody could pronounce my name down in New Orleans. I moved up to Monroe, Louisiana, and everybody started screwing my name up. And it was not that hard. And the other one was they would call me McDaniels. Like, they always put an S on the end of it. And I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with people here in North Louisiana?
To be fair, I do have a long history of saying shit wrong on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell.
Yeah, that is the most messed up thing ever. Yeah, so what everybody calls it Gerald, Texas, you call it Jarrell, and then you made the joke. I mean, it should be pronounced that because they've both been destroyed, which is a tornado and Superman's father planetary
death.
Yeah, planetary death joke. It works on so many levels, but yeah, I was like, only you, dude, get to say, hey, you told that joke when we were going through a rainstorm, which is the worst part. I was like, I'm not laughing at that. I'm just going to ignore that you said this.
Ignore that.
Yeah, I tried. I was like, I'm ignoring this one. I'm not going with this one. He's not taking me down anymore. But no, that's That's really what happens. So our show, as the parents will tell you, there are some parents that are listening to the show with kids, and so what we've decided to do is we're going to make the con videos very family friendly.
Yeah.
That's our bread and butter. People get to see these guys and they get to hear these voice actors. Now there are going to be some times where that doesn't go right. There have been some times.
Who was that? The lady that you talked to that was just dirty as hell. Remember?
I'm going to be honest with you. There have been a lot of dirty ladies on this show. And a lot of women have.
It was when I came to bring you those SD cards. To take the SD card to offload them because you guys filled them up.
I want to say that would have been anime. Oh, she was dirty. She was crazy. That's my favorite person ever. That is Jessica Calvella.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that, had the stroke on camera, and I ended up having to pick her up, and it was just and I may have had to scream during the video, "Please don't die, I'm a black man in Texas, can't be near a dead white woman." And the interview kept rolling. We never broke camera or character, we just let it roll like it did. That was it. It's one of the most raucous interviews I've ever done. Nobody has topped that interview. But there have been a lot of women on this show, and I'm going to tell you something. Women curse way more than guys. For the people we interview.
Yeah.
The women we talk to off camera are like, fucky fuck. and they will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up." And we'll be like, "Yeah, we understand." So it's cool, but it is what it is. When you talk to people, you're just like, "Hey, that's how they are." Which, I'm weird because all my cursing happens during comedy. I curse a lot during my comedy.
I actually went and as much as it would let me preview your album.
Yes.
And I listened to it. I was like, who the fuck is this guy every day? Because he should just be like this all the time. Why is there a filter?
Yeah, if you listen to my comedy album, there's a different guy that shows up at my comedy shows than the guy that's on this show. There's two totally different characters in play there. Because that guy will say some wild stuff on stage, man. He does not come to work. He does not go in that work building. Because I would be in HR every freaking day. I get on stage and the things that I think to say at work come out on stage. That's why I have a joke. I can do a full 30-minute set just about our job and the people we deal with daily.
You should.
It's not nice.
It doesn't matter.
It is.
No one cares.
Yeah, it is not nice. There would be people so mad. And I don't name names, but if somebody heard it, they would know I was talking about them.
You know who you are.
They would know who they are. Here's my thing. Certain people should not be known, and certain people should not feel entitled to anything in life. It means the best thing to do.
That's all of America right there.
Just don't feel like anybody owes you anything. I mean, I grew up a black man in the South. Want to know what I learned in kindergarten? Life's not fair. I learned that in kindergarten. I was 5 freaking years old and I learned life's not fair and it's never going to be fair. So you know what I don't go around expecting? Life to be fair. But the problem is, we've had parents who were told that when they were kids, and when they raised their kids to say, you can have anything you want, and you're going to get a medal for participation, and if life treats you unfair, I'm going to go up here and whine and fight until they give it to you.
Yeah.
Then what you end up doing is raising a generation of shitty human beings. And so, therefore, they think everything should be fair. And so when people call and talk to me and then they use the words, I don't think it's fair, I've actually said to someone, you do realize you're talking to a 47-year-old black man living in the South about fairness, right? I said that to one person and they went, and it was a stunned silence that I said that. I said, you really going to try to talk to me about life being fair? I live in Texas. I grew up in Louisiana. Let me tell you what it's like to be lack in fairness in the South. And they go, okay, so maybe it's not fair, but can I? No, you can't. No, I don't want to hear you whine because that's fair. I hate that entitledness, man. And so that's why I know I'm gonna have to find a new job eventually. I'm going to end up hurting somebody's feelings. It's going to happen. It's not even a form.
If you're gonna do it, go big and then go home.
Oh, that's how it's gonna be.
It's
Go big and then I'm out.
Just drop the fucking mic and walk out.
Yeah. In fact, I might take the headset and walk out. It's the headset that happened though, baby. Nobody gets this. It's cursed. It's mine.
Go up and put it in a shadow box on the wall. Never use it again.
There's my work of art. They'll just be like, really, dog? That's how you did it? Yeah, I went big. Because, man, I'm really not the guy to talk to about fairness. I am not I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you whine about how life's not fair to you.
Hey! Oh, fuck, I didn't even think about this. You know what we should do while we're in Dallas?
What's that?
Go to Micro Center. Oh my God, have you ever been in a Micro Center before?
No.
Oh my God!
You got a hype about it. What is
Oh.
Micro Center?
It's heaven.
For PC stuff?
Yes. Like, imagine Fry's,
Yeah.
but if the whole building was PC stuff.
Okay, first of all, why have you never told me this place before?
I thought I had.
No.
Oh my God. We should go to Micro Center. I don't know what time they close, but we should go to Micro Center. Even if we only walk in to just bask in the glory right at the front door and then just walk out.
There was another place you said we were going. We're going to
Mama's Daughter's Diner.
Mama's Daughter's Diner. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We might not get to go just because of the time constraint. Because we got to be there. We got to be to the hotel at 10. We got to check in to get our passes, and then we got to run over to that presentation, and then we could technically leave right after that and go eat and come back and go to Micro Center if you want.
Okay. Let's play it by ear. Let's see what happens, but I'm down. I'm definitely down, man. That's not going to be a problem.
But yeah, I had always wanted to go to Micro Center, and I was just it never hit me to go. Like, the last time I was in Dallas, I was in Dallas for multiple days, and I was down the street from Micro Center, and I never once thought about going to do it. But that was like last summer. And then this year when we went to Houston, we were in Houston for a couple of days, and I was literally 5 minutes from Micro Center. Like, not even 5 minutes, like 3 minutes from Micro Center. And I was like, I'm going to go to Micro Center in Houston. And I went. And now when I go to Fry's, I'm sad.
I love Fry's.
And I love Fry's. But Micro Center, like, the PC section that's in Fry's, you know, that, like, kind of half of the building?
Yeah.
Only it's not really half the building, it's the back corner and the front corner.
Right.
Imagine a building that's the size of Fry's, where literally it is packed to the gills with PC shit. Like, anything that you could ever want, they have. Like, I went and I needed a specialized part to set up my VR in the living room, which the part is a Ethernet to USB 2 extender. So you plug USB into the computer, it goes into a box. That box then outputs Ethernet, and then the Ethernet cord goes to where you want the other half to be, plugs into another box, and then all of your USB plugs into that box.
Okay.
So I need that part. The only place I've been able to find it is online on Amazon.
Right.
I walked into Micro Center, I asked if they had it and showed it to them, and she goes, yeah, here, come here. And we go and right to it. They have this part that's literally not been it's not at Best Buy, it's not at Fry's, it's not at any other place that I've ever been to. Walk into Micro Center and it's just fucking there. They had like the plastic like what the fuck is that shit called? Like polyurethane, like thin plastic covers for VR gear to protect it from hyperkin.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen them online. They have them in the store there. They just have Vives laying around in the store. They've got Oculus Rifts in the store. They have a line of 3D printers running down the middle of the building at the back, all just printing something, so that you could see how they function and what the quality of the prints are. And they've got a whole like glass case worth of prints to show you the types of prints that the printers are able to print. They had the back wall of that place, like the left back wall, was all cases, like stacked 3 high, just cases for PCs. They had every single part that you would ever want for custom water cooling. I'm not talking about like an AIO water cooler. I'm talking about I can buy hard plastic tubing. I can buy all the accessories I need to bend and shape and cut hard plastic tubing. All of the fittings that you need, all of the reservoirs, the fucking pumps, the blocks, like everything that you need to like completely outfit a custom water cooling system. They have. I've never seen that live. I've only ever seen it online.
Wow.
They have the biggest laptop selection I've ever seen in a building.
Wow. Yeah, I've never heard of this place.
Their keyboard selection is fucking amazing. They had every single type of mechanical keyboard I've ever seen. They had a fucking keyboard with Topre keys. Have you ever heard of Topre keys?
No.
They're mechanical dome switches. So it's like a mechanical switch, and then where the switch actuator is, there's a rubber dome on top of that. So that when you press it down, you get a smooth and quiet actuation of the key.
Wow.
They had every manner of fucking like cherry switch. They had Razer shit. They had their mouse selection. They have an entire aisle of mice. Just every mouse that you could ever want is on this wall.
Bro, I've never heard of this place.
Every manufacturer possible. I mean, it's literally heaven on this planet is inside of this building. They have one in Dallas. They have one in Houston. They don't have one in Austin. I don't know why they don't have one in Austin. There are so many fucking tech companies in Austin, but there's no Micro Center. Like, if Micro Center showed up, Fry's could basically just pack in their whole fucking PC section and just go away, in my opinion.
It would be a wrap on them.
Yeah, like, there's no reason to go there.
Bro, that's cold-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Okay, yeah, I gotta check this place out. I definitely gotta check this out. I've never even heard of it.
And they had, like, in the same section where they had all the VR stuff,
Yeah.
they also had, like, USB NES controllers for PC and Super Nintendo USB controllers and Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh, that makes sense because you could run an emulator on your PC.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They had all of that shit was there. So like they had, you know, all of the like what is it, like Raspberry Pi. They had pre-built Raspberry Pi systems. They just had bare bones Raspberry Pis. They had every component that you would need to be able to build a system. Processors, motherboards, hard drives, video cards. They actually had 1080s and 1080 Ti's in stock physically at their location during the time when you couldn't buy a GPU at a fucking store. I don't know how the hell Micro Center was able to get a hold of GPUs during the GPU drought.
Yeah, but they had them.
But they had them. They fucking had them.
Man, this place sounds amazing, bro. It's one of those things where you say, bro, why do I not shop here? Oh, it's in Dallas and we're in Austin.
Yeah. Or it's in Houston and we're in Austin.
Yeah. Which I don't understand why it's not in Austin.
Oh, that was also where I was able to buy the Vive strap, the hard strap for the Vive with the fucking it's the deluxe audio strap is what they call it. Not only was I able to buy it in store, I bought it for the actual retail price. They didn't raise the price of it or anything. They also do price matching. So if there's something that you find online that's in the store that's cheaper online, you can get it price matched out. Like, I swear that you would think I work for fucking Micro Center at this point because of me going on about this place for the last 20 minutes, it seems.
Yeah, man, you love it. It does sound like there's some love going on. No, man, I'd never heard of this place, man. That's what's messing me up. I never once heard of it. So, man, we got lots of stuff to try to do with this thing. Mainly, you've already kind of ruined it. You've already told me on the shirts, which was one of the reasons I wanted to stop and get cash, was because I thought, oh, man, this is my first Quakecon. I should buy a t-shirt.
Well, we could see what happens. Maybe they refresh their stock in the mornings every day if they're not already completely sold out.
Right.
Maybe they had more stock and they just didn't have it at the hotel or something that night. But yeah, yesterday it seemed like, from what I was reading in the chat rooms, that they were out of t-shirts, at least the larger sizes. But
yeah,
just thinking about Micro Center makes me warm in the pants.
That's love. That special tingly feeling is love, my friend. That's what that's called.
Is that what they call it?
That is love.
So I've just been calling it an erection this whole time, but
yeah. No, you've been using the wrong word. That's love. Yeah.
I've had a lot of love over the years.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When a grown man and a computer love each other a lot, there's something special happens. Yeah, that's it. It usually has a vibrating feature.
We're family friendly show.
This is. Hey, at least I didn't drop an F-bomb. I just said it was love. And this is why this show is not family friendly and everything else we do is. We just say wild stuff, okay? But man, this is actually kind of crazy, man, because I'm still tripping out. I really cannot believe that I woke up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday and the house is not on fire and I'm not being shot at. So I was like, why am I up at this hour? And why am I going to do this?
I mean, we are going to Dallas. There's a possibility we could be shot at.
Yeah, the day is pretty new, so there's a good possibility I'll get shot at before the day ends. But hopefully not. But
we're going to stay away from the repositories.
All day long. Man, we really made some inappropriate jokes on this. There's a lot of references to dark stuff on this show, man. We're in Dallas, and we just made a Kennedy assassination joke. See how the longer we talk, the lower the bar. That's what's happening. The bar just keeps dropping.
When I'm involved, the standards, they just go down.
It's just like, hey,
they just go down.
Here's where we are all day.
Is that a giant spider and a skull on that building? Did you see that? Shit.
Oh, it was, yeah. I think that's I don't know if that's the Halloween place or if that's the giant, I think that is the Halloween place. Like, they actually do, where, the haunted town, and you can go walk through that haunted house. But I also thought that was, at one point, that used to be a fireworks depot. Maybe. Yeah.
It's like a giant cylindrical tube.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was the fireworks depot at one point. But now I think it's a haunted house. Dude, yeah, I had to turn around and look and say, yeah, you're right. That is what that is. Dude, wait, where are we at? We're past Waco, right?
Just past it.
We just passed the Waco, okay. So
why in the fuck am I doing fucking 68 and a 75? What is happening?
That Jeep was BS.
Oh my god. I hate people.
I think he's stuck behind this guy who's not going anywhere. And we just passed him on. Bro, I'm not not even going to talk about how fast you've been going. I just know that we're making amazing time. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just, just moving.
Moving.
That's all.
Moving.
I'm keeping up with traffic.
Is that what we're calling it? 'Cause
Yeah.
Traffic looks like it's still behind us.
That guy's in front of us. And there's people up there.
We're catching up to them. That's gone. We have left a lot of people in our wake. That's all I'm saying.
Thanos did nothing wrong.
Okay. Yes, neither did Brandon.
No.
Brandon did nothing wrong. We're really going to get... Here's the thing. We're going to get there way ahead of time. Wait, you don't even...
What?
Oh, yeah. Bro, we're really going to get there way ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the estimated time right there. This is my phone, by the way.
That's an estimate.
Yeah, that's our estimated time of arrival. What?
Oh, okay. I was looking at that going...
This is the actual time. This is our estimated time of arrival. This is how long the total trip is going to take. It just counts down, and then this is the mileage.
Okay, so I wasn't looking at that number for total mileage. I was looking at that number. We're going to be there ahead of that.
That's the 21 miles to the fork.
Yeah, the fork.
By the way, we're talking about, we're looking at Waze in the phone. Well, technically it's Waze on my phone, but it's being projected by Android Auto into my car. And there's some confusion as to the layout.
Yeah, no, I was really blown away by that because I was looking. It's saying 97 miles is the total.
Yeah.
All right. This entire time, I've been looking at that countdown to the fork, and I was going, bro, we're really going to get there ahead of time, not looking at that one. So, no, that does make sense. But we're still, that's not bad. We're really basically only an hour out. Basically.
Yeah. There's a very wonderful gas station. We're going to stop at it on the way back because the way that we're going up, we're going to go to Fort Worth instead of going to Dallas to get to where we're going because it's a shorter route. But there's a place in Italy, Texas, which is on the Dallas Fork, that has the most amazing beef jerky ever. It has there's elk and venison and wild boar and alligator and snake. They have rattlesnake jerky, and they also have just regular beef and bison. And they smoke it all in-house. It's called the Texas Smokehouse. But it's basically just a giant glorified gas station. It's not as big as a Buc-ee's is.
Right.
I mean, it's relatively small, but it's got a Sonic built onto it, and it has a barbecue place inside of it too. Yeah, they smoke all their own jerky.
Here's what gets me about jerky. And since I've started to diet, I know, for us, we get a lot of weird snacks. But one of the things that I noticed is that I pretty much gave up on beef jerky. Because every freaking where I go to try to get beef jerky, it all has sugar in it for some strange reason.
Yeah.
And it's why does jerky need sugar at all?
It's America. Why does everything in America need sugar?
Salad dressing has sugar.
I don't. There's a lot of things I don't understand about this fucking country now.
Oh yeah, no. That's an episode all unto itself. That really is an episode unto itself. Things that I don't understand about my country. I could do an hour on that by myself. But yeah, it's still, this is one of the weirdest things. You start noticing that, when people talk about, hey, we have a sugar dependency. Yes, we do. We are super. If
it's not sugar, it's corn syrup.
Oh, bro, and high fructose corn syrup is garbage.
It's the devil.
It is garbage. It will literally wreck your body, and people don't even pay attention to how bad it is to you. Here's my thing. If it was healthy, why do those guys have to wear full hazmat suits to make it? Hazmat suits.
It's because of the other chemicals that they have to use to extract it from the corn.
I'm bro, I don't want that in me.
Well, see, I think one of the problems that I have, or that I had, was before I started the diet, was just it's into everything, and I'm a piece of shit, and I didn't care about what I was fucking eating.
Yep.
And so, like, I could run through an entire 12-pack of Dr. Pepper in, like, a day. Maybe 2 days max. Or, like, an entire 3-liter by myself. And, you know, I didn't think about it. And after a certain point, my metabolism, which was fucking amazing up until I turned 25, could just deal with it. Like, I could drink a 3-liter and not even feel it. But now, like, if I look at a fucking Dr. Pepper the wrong way, I gain like 10 pounds, you know?
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
And then,
I know that feeling, yeah.
And since sugar is literally in fucking everything, it's in the goddamn bread.
That's how I
Like, Jim Sterling mentioned on when he was on Co-optional podcast a while ago, is like, when I first came to America, I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, I would eat bread and it tasted like fucking cake because of all the fucking sugar in it.
Which I don't get. I mean, that's like, come on, bro. Really? Do we really need that in there?
And I think that there, like what we were talking about yesterday with the fucking like drinks and stuff, about how things taste weird now. Having a diet where literally everything has sugar in it, every time something new comes out, it's got to up the ante on everything that's come out before it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fucking taste it properly. And if you go back to baseline, if you stop eating sugar for like a month, and then you go eat that same thing, it's going to taste fucking horrible because you are not used to that level of sugar. It's like if every day somebody came in and just cussed at you for an hour straight, every day, and eventually you became immune to it, and then every day somebody came in and just said nice things to you every day for like a month, and then after that they switched back to cussing at you, it would rock you when that came back, because you got used to it not being there and nice things being said to you. It's like, it's that kind of like weird psychological terror, but with taste. It's the reason why this watermelon tastes really good right now, but during those 2 or 3 days during my wedding, when I was actually eating off the diet,
Right.
when I went back to drink one of these, it just tasted like garbage.
Wow. Yeah, man. I can't go back to like, I used to be a sweet tea fanatic. Love sweet tea, and especially in the South, you know, that's like our drug of choice. But I could not do it now. Like, I'm so used to drinking things without sugar or sweeteners in it. Like, I don't even put fake sugar in it. I'm just like, no thanks. I'm good. I just don't see the point in it now. I like unsweet tea.
I've never liked sweet tea.
Really?
I was born in Texas, raised, I've lived in the state my entire life. I've never liked sweet tea.
It blows me away.
I don't know why. I've always liked unsweet tea, or unsweet tea with lemon is really good. But yeah, so I mean that's not something that I had to change about me for the diet at all. It's just, you know, going to no sugar. And then for like the 2 years before I went on the diet, I had stopped drinking sugar sodas entirely. All I was drinking was like aspartame. So I went from trying to die of obesity to trying to die of cancer.
Fair enough assessment of that.
And now when I drink a Diet Coke, if I occasionally have one, that tastes too sweet. And I can't even taste that, like, that ass flavor that artificial sweeteners always have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't taste that shit anymore when I drink a diet soda. Which is just weird. I was like, we were trying to figure out whether or not something was diet or not the other day, and I tasted it and I was like, I can't tell. And Jenny was like, it's Diet Coke. I know it is. Because I was just eating sugar the other day, and I can tell the difference between this and that. And I was like, I can't.
You totally tapped out at that point. It's like you can't taste that. You've tapped out, bro.
I guess the best thing that I would say is I heard this recently. My palate has been reset for taste,
which is a great thing. I don't care what anybody says. That's a great thing.
Oh, did you hear they made Quake Champions free?
No way.
Yeah, it's completely free to play for everybody. They technically released the game at Quakecon.
No freaking way, dude.
So if you want to jump in and play it, you won't have any of the characters unlocked unless you buy the the $39.99 Unlock Everything edition, which I think is on sale right now. Actually, it probably won't be on sale by the time this goes up, but it's like 50% off. It's like $20 now.
Oh, bro.
And they just unlock all the characters for you in perpetuity.
I can deal with that. I can seriously deal with that. You know what? I may look into it. I'm not really good. I'm just now starting to get to the point where I play shooters with a mouse and keyboard. That has never been my thing. I was a console guy. I love my consoles. And there are certain games like JRPGs. They're starting to get better. They're starting to show some love to PC. Atlas and NIS are starting to release their libraries there, but there's just some stuff they're never going to get. So I'm just kind of like, okay, since that's all I play, I'm going to have the consoles that I can play that on. So now my PC, I get a lot more stuff from Korea. I get a lot more stuff from Korea and Japan, and hope that somebody's willing to translate it, or that they have a partnership with a company here that'll translate it. But other than that, man, it is what it is when it comes to that stuff, man.
Have you played Octopath Traveler?
I have. And it's amazing. And anybody that's ever played like Chrono Trigger, if you play any of those old classic RPGs, you are going to pick this game up and you are going to fall in freaking love. It is that good. It is just an amazing, amazing game. They did some wonderful stuff with this, man. Bro, so there is another one in 75 miles from us.
Yep.
So we're going to actually probably pass that one.
Yeah, we're going to be able to stop at that one.
Okay, cool. There you go. We, once again, talking about another Buc-ee's on this road trip. If you come to Texas, if you're ever in the state of Texas, I made a post on Instagram that said, if you come to Texas and nobody's ever told you about this place, you're not friends. Just go ahead and realize they're not your friends. And I realized it. I never talked to a lot of people about Buc-ee's, but like one of my buddies got mad. He said, why have I never heard of this place and I've known you for 12 years? I don't know, man. Buc-ee's is like an institution in Texas. Everybody that lives here knows, well, okay, if you live in Houston, Dallas, or Austin, you know what a Buc-ee's is. But the panhandle of Texas, none. There are no Buc-ee's up there.
It's because there should be nobody up there. All those people should just move out of that place.
Yeah.
It's an intellectual desert.
I had a friend of mine that lives. I've had several friends though that did this. They from Amarillo, Texas. They came down. They checked out Austin. They went back to Amarillo. They did not like Austin. It was, in their words, too big.
Too big. Austin's like fucking tiny.
Yes.
Like you could fit all of Austin in like a corner of fucking Houston or Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
Too big. It was too big for them.
It ain't too goddamn buku. Okay?
Yeah, it was too big. And I was like, get out of here with that, man. And like, they were so serious when they said it. Like, I was actually kind of stunned by it when they said it. I was like, it was too big. And they were like, yeah. So, you mean you don't like living in a city with options? You don't like living in a city where your city council doesn't screw you over, your city council or businesses, like, okay, I'm going to put this one on blast. There's this chain of convenience stores up there called Toot and Totem. All right? And for the longest time, Toot and Totem basically blocked 7-Eleven from coming to Amarillo so they could take over the town. So there are Toot and Totems on freaking every block. Businesses don't want to compete with other businesses. So there was a Grand Central Station there, and they were a bunch of nightclubs in that Grand Central Station, and local bars were like, we're losing money to them. We're losing money. You know what that means? You suck, get better. That's called a free market competition.
Yeah.
Not in Amarillo. That doesn't make sense to the people up there. They're kind of a notch in the Bible Belt, kind of ass backwards, kind of like big city but country attitude. And so it is what it is, man. And I got a lot of great friends that live there. Love those people. The city is kind of ass backwards. And once you move out of the city and you start seeing things done differently in other cities, it's hard to go live back there. Like, I'm ruined. I could never go back to the Panhandle. My mind's been opened to some things now. And for progressive thinkers that live there, I feel bad for them. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that are like really progressive and, and not even like politically speaking. I'll say this: it's hard to be a liberal and live in the Panhandle. And the thing is, it's not like the people there are much better. They're like, oh, I'm a Republican and I'm a Christian and I don't think abortion's right until I got my mistress knocked up. Then they're all for abortion then. Yeah. They just don't talk about it. But
I mean, well, that's just good common sense.
Yeah, they just, I'm not for abortion unless I end up knocking up this prostitute at 2 in the morning. But I was like, really, dude? Now you're for it? But yeah, it's a weird town, man. It's notch in the Bible Belt, man. I know somebody from Amarillo is going to hear that, and they're going to be so mad at me for saying that. But I'm telling the truth.
I mean, if you're getting mad about it, then that means that you know it's true. That's what it boils down to.
It really is. No, I'm being so serious when I say that. I'm not even trying to say that to be funny or mean. I'm just saying they're going to get mad that I said that, but I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying about what I just said about this town. It is what it is, and there's a reason it is that way. But man, when he said too big, I died. A part of me died inside that I had a friend that didn't want to come here because it was too big. And then they had the nerve to talk about traffic, which I'm gonna be on.
Dude, man, that's one thing that's universal in fucking small towns. Fucking, when I would go up to Waco, her parents would complain about fucking traffic in that town all the time. I'm like, what fucking traffic?
Yeah.
5 people live here.
Yeah.
And half of them are at home right now. Yeah. There's no traffic in this town. You don't know what traffic is.
I'm going to tell you something.
And I was born in traffic. I was molded by traffic.
That's what
I did not see clear roads until I was a man.
I lived in Los Angeles. Well, I lived in San Diego, and we went up to Los Angeles. And until you've been stuck on the 5 in a parking lot grid, like your car does not move. Like I turned my car off one day and sat there with my car turned off for about 15 minutes before the first car moved, enough for me to move up 5 feet. Wow. Like, I seriously just wanted to test it and see. Like, I was full car, air conditioner was going. I just said, roll the windows down. Why? So I'm about to turn it off. They said, are you being serious? I'm like, yep. Turned it off, and this was us. Like, I got out of the car, got something out of the trunk for somebody, handed it to him through the window, got back in the car, and still did not turn the car off.
That's why everybody's got them fire drills, man. Get out and just everybody switch seats, because you got time.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I'm going to tell you something. You could run that fire drill with a person in a wheelchair and still get them in the car before the traffic moves.
Even if they got that fucking arm that, like, takes the chair out?
Yes.
Puts it down?
They could have did that, got the chair out, brought the chair around, got out, got in the chair, got to the driver's seat, put the chair back in, and still the traffic didn't move. I was stuck in traffic like that in Los Angeles.
And they're gonna complain about fucking there being like 3 cars in front of them at the light.
Oh, bro. Now,
Going
Amarillo,
into Piggly Wiggly.
Amarillo was weird because, like, before, I don't know what's happened since I moved. I left in 2012. No, 2013. I left in 2013. Around February 2013, I left. And I went back up there for the Kenning wedding, and bro, all the highways tore up, one lane, the access roads are all gutted and ripped apart. And I was like, bro, what is going on around here? Why did they tear up all the city at one time? Like, at one time, you just tore up every freaking road in and out of this city. Like, and it would have been one thing if, you know, like on 35. 35 has been under construction for
My entire life.
Yeah. I remember I started coming down here in 97, 98. Whoa, slow down.
What?
That's a fire truck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, slow down. Yeah, while everybody was getting over.
Oh, holy shit. That's everybody's here. Let's just, we'll report that on Waze. Visible cops. I was like, why did this truck get over?
Yeah, I was like watching that when you got into this lane. I was like, bro, those are fire trucks. I'm seeing what's going on now. And that truck looks like, that car looks like it ran off the road into that field.
Yeah.
Like it was probably going fast and lost control. It is kind of slick out here. This is some raining now.
They can probably hear the rain.
Oh, they got to be able to hear this. It's coming down now, man. Welcome to Texas. Which is weird, man, because we've had a really dry, ultra-hot summer. I didn't really notice it as bad. Like last summer, I noticed this. I noticed those 100-degree days. This summer, I wore a freaking hoodie. I remember one day I walked out of work, I had a hoodie on, and I pulled the hoodie up to walk to my car. And it was 104 outside. I didn't even know it was 104 until I got to the car, and I was like, oh, this is finally warm. Like, I was warming up when I got into the car. But I had, cracks in the window, so it still wasn't that bad. But no, man, this has been a weird freaking summer for me to be, I'm going to lose weight and have the chills all the time. I ran a heater. Oh my gosh, I have that little desk heater.
Yeah.
And I have to run that heater at least 3 times a week just to warm up my feet.
Come over, you're fucking running that thing, man.
Bro, I have to warm my fingers up, man. My fingers are always freezing. My arms are always freezing. And I wear t-shirts a lot. So I don't know how many times I've worn, long sleeve shirts this summer. A lot.
This is the dangers of losing weight, man. You lose all your insulation, you're fucking cold all the time. I don't know how skinny people do this shit.
Oh, bro.
I was a skinny person until, 10, 12 years ago.
I look at Reed and Zane, and I just feel bad for them all the time. I sleep in a hoodie at night. I have a hoodie that I have that's like a zip-up hoodie, and I will put that hoodie on after I take a shower. And because we got the air conditioning, I got a fan going in my room because I sleep to a fan at night to kind of drown out noise. And I will pull the hoodie up over my head and go to sleep. Or I'll have to put a wool cap on in the wintertime. And I was like, that's not good. I hate having to do a wool cap. So the hoodie kind of just pulls up and I can just, that feels warm. My bald head isn't dying in the cold air.
I wish I would have thought about it. I should have brought that with me.
What?
My Roman wizard hat.
Oh, yes!
I have the Viking beard hat, and I have this fucking awesome, felt line almost like a fucking pep jacket. And I've worn it a bunch at Quakecon. If I wear it and show up, everybody wants to talk to me. If for no other reason than just to, take a picture.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And I didn't bring it, because it didn't even dawn on me to bring it. That's sad.
Yeah, no, bro. You should have brought that. Are you going to wear that one Halloween to work?
I have worn it a couple of Halloweens to work, actually.
There were pictures like in 2014 that I saw of you with. I still want to do Brother Moon, which is basically Sailor Moon wearing red Jordans.
I don't know why you haven't done, like, you didn't do the fucking, what was it?
11. Y'all wanted me to be 11.
Be 11 last year. You didn't even show up to work that day. You did not come in the day of the 31st.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You weren't even fucking there, bro. You were not.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't come to work.
Oh, crap. I may not have been. What was I doing last Halloween?
Just being a piece of shit, apparently.
Oh,
Look at them cows. There's so many cows.
that is a lot. Bro, I can't believe wait a minute. Like, weren't we in blackout now?
You just called in. You didn't like take vacation. You just straight called into work and didn't come in.
That just doesn't seem right.
I'm telling you, you go look at your calendar from last year and you can find it.
Oh, man, it's just like, I can't remember doing anything Halloween, though.
You didn't. I think you were just like, I'm just not going to come to work today.
No, man, I don't.
Because that happened a lot back then.
No!
Yeah.
I always had, like, if I don't come in, it's part of a master plan. There's something better to do than
That
work.
master plan is depression and sleep. That was the master plan.
No, that would have been this summer before I started. That would have been earlier this year. Oh, it could have been. I was like kind of right there, man. But I don't remember, like, it was. I'm trying to think of what I did that would have caused me not to be there for Halloween.
It was either that you weren't there for like the Halloween day, or you weren't there for the day that they were doing the costume contest.
There was something that I
But
played.
like you were not in the building at all that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't either, but it was because I just had that day off naturally. But you weren't in. You weren't there.
Bro, you know what? That's weird because that's how I found out about X-Pilot. I wasn't there the day they gave me the invitation.
Yeah.
Somebody took a picture of something
It was
on my
me.
desk and sent it to me.
It was me.
Oh, yeah.
I sent it to you.
I was like, I had zero idea I'd been selected, man. Like, I think I was somewhere because I remember Zane saying, man, I got selected. What? Yeah, I found out I got selected. Oh, that's cool. And I was like happy for him, and then I got the picture like, hey, bro, you got selected. So there's a car stopping up the road. Man, this Waze thing is pretty amazing on the display in the vehicle, bro.
Yeah. It works well, and like you can report the cops, and then that allows other people to know that there's cops.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you can speed a lot if you want to.
Yeah, you can. That's neat. Like, it was right where it was saying it was going to happen, too.
Yeah. It basically, like, it goes off the GPS location, so when you hit this button, it gives you the display, and then you can, once the display is up, you choose the thing, and then it drops a pin at that GPS location. I don't know why it's not working right now.
Yeah, you just did one a little while ago. Oh, it froze. That's not moving now.
What the fuck?
Did this quit recording again?
No, we're still recording.
Okay. Something just froze. That froze, though.
Now I see what happened.
What's the matter?
That's weird. Oh, man. Waze, why do you do this?
Did it crash?
Didn't crash. It's just not displaying properly. Now it crashed. There we go. We were just singing your praises, Waze. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, come on, Wade.
Why you do this?
Yeah, that was so weak, son. But it was so amazing. I was just like looking at like, wow, there it is. There's the car where it said it would be broke down.
So
There you go.
the interface comes up. When I hit something, whatever I hit, where the GPS location that I'm at when I hit this, that's where it drops the pin. So if you wait until right as you're passing something to hit it, then you have however much time you need to put it in.
That is cool.
I don't know why, but Waze has been a piece of shit recently. It like has trouble finding directions to places. Like we got in the car, and I tried to just put in GPS directions to Draft House Mueller. I know exactly where I'm going. I just want to see if there's any traffic on the way there, and it'll tell me. And like it would sit there and spin. Like, but I left my house and got all the way down to 183, which is about 3 miles away, or a mile and a half, 2 miles away, and it still had not given me directions. It was just spinning. But if I stopped it and I told it, give me directions to my house, they came up immediately. And I don't know why. It doesn't. Sometimes it's just like, nah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm out.
Sounds like me at work some days. I understand you, Waze. I understand you.
You remember that meme of the fucking snack machine? And it's got somebody put a thing on the front of it that says, the light inside is broken, but I still work.
Yes.
That's...
I remember just being emotionally moved by that one day. Just like, yeah, I understand that all too well.
This is me in meme format.
Yeah, just like,
Me IRL. Look, more cows. If you ever want to see some fucking cows, bro, come to Texas. They are fucking everywhere.
which is ridiculous, man. It's just like, why so many cows? But you know what else? Oklahoma. That freaking southwestern part, Oklahoma. Flat cow land. There's so many cows. Oh my God. Here's the thing. Living up in Amarillo, let's just do a shit on Amarillo part right here. Outside of Amarillo, to the west of it, is I can't think of what that is to the west of it. But it's basically a massive, like, cow farm.
Cow pasture.
Oh, okay. No, it's not even, it's like a freaking cattle dispensary. It's like a mass, just cows everywhere. You can see the
It's just like a gigantic Pez dispenser, but shoots out cows.
and methane gas. It stinks like the high heaven. And then to the southwest of Amarillo is a city called Hereford. And I use the word city loosely. In the general sense, there's a Walmart and a Dairy Queen there. But it is a city called Hereford, and there's a lot of cows there. Okay, and you smell Hereford before you see it, and you smell this little town to the west of Amarillo before you see it. But there's a thing that happens in Amarillo that I did not, it's never happened since I've left. Every now and then, the wind is a very windy place living up there. So, like, average wind speeds in the Panhandle are 35 to 40 miles per hour a day. Okay. Flatlands, 35 mile per hour winds, you get the shear force winds where they can shear the roof off a freaking building. Okay, that is weird looking, but okay, I'm not even going to ask.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I think it's a trash heap.
Yeah, I'm not asking questions. That's just weird. But okay, so you know that kind of wind force tears up buildings, and especially in storms when you start getting 50 mile per hour gust, it gets nasty. Okay, so you're there. It's flat, but there's this thing that'll happen when the wind starts blowing, and you'll be driving down the road, and then it'll look like hazy, like in a movie effect, how Mirage looks.
That's that thing.
Yeah, you'll see it. You can see it coming. You will see the hazy look coming, and you're just going, it's about to smell like cow poop in about 10 minutes. What do you mean? You'll find out. And I tell people who are coming to visit that, they would be like, what? I said, it's going to smell like cow shit in 10 minutes. Why in 10 minutes?
Well,
look over that way. Yeah, you see where it looks like real hazy, like in a movie, like you're looking at a Mirage. They went, yeah, what is that? I said, that's methane gas, and it's blowing in from the cow farms that are out that way. And people are like, what? And then 10 minutes later, it smells like cow shit. And here's where it gets weird. After a few minutes with it, you don't even smell it anymore.
Yeah.
you don't even realize I'm in a wave of cow shit. Like cooking in cow shit in the summertime, but you don't even realize it. The smell just becomes normal to you.
Yeah. You get used to anything.
Oh yeah, and they always say, "Oh, that smells like money." No, that smells like shit. But that's the joke up there. It smells like money because you own all the cattle, and I'm like, no, this should never be normal. Don't normalize this.
So there was a story on Reddit. It was a couple days ago, maybe a week, about the world's stinkiest substance. I cannot remember the name of it. It starts with a T. It's like Terra something. I don't fucking remember. If you go Google world's stinkiest substance, it'll be the first result.
Alright.
The potency of this shit is so bad that a bottle of it in a lab, the top of the bottle faltered and it came open for like half a second before they could shut it again, and people reported nausea and vomiting a half a mile away. I don't even want to know what it was like in that room to be that guy in the hazmat suit handling that shit. It's not a naturally occurring substance. You can't just find it somewhere. It's a byproduct of like some other kind of chemical process. Like, imagine, I'm guessing, like, the worst skunk smell you've ever smelt. I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about actual skunks that smell like garbage. Like, that smell, but weaponized.
Jesus. No, I don't want that in my life. I never want that in my life.
It was a very interesting article. It wasn't, I think it was just a Wikipedia link. But I read it and I was like, Jesus Christ, how the fuck did we find this? Like, who was like, I'm gonna make something stinky today?
You know what if we could make a fart and weaponize it against our enemies? That's really, there's a scientist right now that's sitting there going, I can beat that smell. There's a guy that's thinking he can beat it, and he's not even thinking about it.
Like, imagine a smell that you can detect a half a mile away. Like, a 500 square foot section of the earth. One drop of it is enough that everything within that 500 square foot radius can smell it. That must be what it's like to be a shark.
But that just makes zero sense if people do that, though. They're like, that's what we're going to make. We're going to weaponize farts today. Dude, I just don't get it. Oh, Burleson. We are in Kelly Clarkson country. This is where she's from, man. Which I can see why she wanted to be an American Idol. You got to get out of here. Isn't it like supposedly now considered the suburbs of Dallas?
Maybe. I mean, we're 47 miles from Dallas. I don't see how this could be a suburb.
Yeah, it's so weird because once you get here, you really don't notice that you're not in the city hardly. You start noticing there's way more businesses. We're about to see a business all the way down into town. You're not going to... That little stretch we just came out of was the only barren part where we had like cattle and land, you know. Now, you're going to see all this the whole way in there. All these businesses are going to be lining the road. All the way up until past it. It's not going to quit. And that's what blows me away is like, wow. Because I remember reading an article one time and I think they tried to say, she came from a suburb right outside of Dallas. And I was like, what? Burleson is considered a suburb of Dallas?
As much as like Schertz is considered a suburb of San Antonio. But it's like fucking 20 miles outside the city.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a suburb. That's another fucking town.
That is. Like, to me, if you said Hutto was a suburb of Austin, I'd be like, is it really?
Like, Georgetown is a suburb of Austin.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking, like, 2 minutes from each other. That's a suburb. Like,
yeah, the Round Rock. You really are so connected, you don't even realize that Pflugerville, Round Rock, Georgetown are all right up on top of each other. And you're still inside you're basically in Austin proper. You're basically in the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't realize, this isn't technically Austin, it's Round Rock, and it has its own, municipality. But you don't realize that, man. And I was like, bro, what is this crap?
You know you're in a small town when you start seeing fucking places that sell RVs.
That's Texas. That is so Texas. I just think that's a Texas thing, man.
Fucking, I'm just gonna stay in this lane.
Yeah, I was like, why are you even trying to get over, bro? You just gonna end up having to go.
What is this? I've never seen this before.
Jellystone Park. Water park?
Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park. Wow. That's interesting.
Very much so. Wow. Really nice RV park, man. I mean, but those are log cabins, bro. That's a really nice facility. Bro, it's still going.
Year-round family fun. They actually have a gigantic place that's called Jellystone.
And there were a bunch of log cabins, and there was a maze, and that looked
Water
like
park.
what are those things? The guns when you shoot the paintballs at each other.
Paintball.
Oh yeah, I guess that's what they call it, paintball. What's the thing that Reed does? It's not paintball when he does it.
It's extreme
airsoft. Yeah.
Oh, airsoft.
Yeah, they have one of those fields out there.
Yeah, that's extreme paintballing. That's paintball where there's no paint. There's just balls.
Yeah, they airsoft, man. He does those competitions and stuff, man. I was like, that looks like it's gonna hurt no things. He's wanting us to go out there and do a airsoft competition, but it's an airsoft LARP, and we do Fallout.
Okay.
So I was like, wait a minute, airsoft LARP? So you want me to just do two nerdy things at once and combine them, right?
Are we gonna get VATS? Because I want VATS if we're doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we do, but you can run it on your phone. But he wants us basically to go out there and you do this whole thing where you're like, we're LARPing, and then sometimes we're mutants, or we can be marauders, or we can be, vault dwellers that are out there. And I was like, really? And there's a system for trading and bartering, and it takes up a whole weekend. And he's got this great idea. He wants to do it where we go out there and we're going to do it as a, what do they call that? Like, he's going to shoot it like a documentary. So it'd just be like from behind the war zone with me and Zane. And I was like, no, let's not do that. But at first, the way he sold it to me, I was like, no, this sounds awesome. But then I realized what I was thinking was awesome. I'm basically LARPing with airsoft guns.
Yeah.
And
that's when it just shut down. That's when the fun leaves.
Yeah, the whole thing was I'm LARPing with an airsoft gun. That's all I'm doing. I'm playing a character, live action role playing with airsoft guns.
Did you see that thing that I sent you yesterday with the guy in the Black Panther armor?
Oh, the one that looks like the Game of Thrones Black Panther?
Well, so this guy built a suit of like medieval style armor. Mm-hmm. So it's something that you could technically like fight in with swords, but it's Black Panther.
And he had the fur on here, like the cape.
He did have like a cape on, I think. Yeah. And he's holding the helmet.
Oh, I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah,
there's a guy that's he's a Dallas cosplayer, and he was at Greater Austin Comic Con, and he did a Game of Thrones inspired Black Panther. Yeah, no, and it's pretty amazing.
This isn't Game of Thrones inspired. This is like this guy. He normally makes like sword sorcery. He normally makes like fucking what do you call it? Medieval suits of armor.
Yeah.
But he did one, but it was Black Panther.
Well, I hadn't seen
so it's like a full breastplate and the arms, and it's got chainmail underneath it, and it's got a full metal helmet,
Oh no, I've
Like,
never seen that. You got to send that to me.
You can actually, I sent it to you. It's you probably didn't see it because you weren't at work at the time. So you'll see it, I guess, when you come back in, or I can show you later.
Okay.
But basically, like, you could pick up a sword and a shield and fucking fight
In this outfit.
in this outfit. Like, it's made out of steel. He built it for something, some kind of, like, there's a society, I think it's called, like, SAC, SAC or something like that. Where you can build costumes, functional costumes from specific time periods, but it's anachronistic, so they're okay with, like, if you mix genres. So, like, say if you had, like, you know that Darth Vader samurai outfit?
Yeah.
Like, that would fit in there. So it's almost like Sherwood Forest Fair.
Yeah.
Like a medieval fair. But it doesn't matter what the time period is, just so long as it's been made in a medieval style.
Right.
So he made medieval armor based on Black Panther, and it looks fucking amazing. I think if you go, like, just do a Google search, you'll probably find it.
I've actually got to look for this.
I would say just, like, limit your search to the last 24 hours.
So,
It was really fucking awesome looking. And there's a guy actually wearing it, and he's, like, holding the helmet. He's like, the hardest part about it was, like, doing the helmet and actually getting it approved, because you have to be able to actually fight in the armor.
that?
No. He's holding the helmet in his arm, and he does have, like, a cape, and, like, do a search, not Google image search, but just do a Google search, and then change the time to, like, the last 24 hours, and then do a Reddit and include Reddit in it. That guy's trying to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Dude just cut me the fuck off. And now he's cutting somebody else off. I fucking hate people. That's the one right there, baby.
Bro.
That's fucking beast as shit. Like, you could actually fight in that armor. It's functional.
Bro.
You gotta keep slimming down and you can buy some of that shit.
Bro, that's sick. I was gonna screenshot that. I kind of want that. Dude, that is amazing.
You just long press on the image, you can save it.
But here's the thing, man. Because it's an Apple phone, it's kind of a punk ass. See, like, if you press on this, it wants to make me open the app. And that's why I don't do it on here. Reddit is the only place where it would not work on an iPhone normally. It'll force you to try to go download the app. Which I've never created a Reddit account, nor have I downloaded the app.
Are you using Safari or are you using Chrome?
Yeah, this is Safari.
If you use Chrome, it'll probably let you do it.
Yeah, it probably would.
It's probably
Safari is a punk ass dude on this phone.
This motherfucker's trying to kill somebody right here. Watch.
Bro, okay, here's what I don't get. It is raining. Actively raining here. And it is slick. Now, living in Texas, on slick asphalt, we'll tell you, hey man, probably not smart to speed in this, especially in this shit town. Because in Dallas, people lose control all the time and slide into you. This dude in that red pickup truck is doing at least 90. Easily doing 90. And he flew by us like we were standing still. And he is... It is
still going.
Shit out of here. Yeah, he's still going. Like, people were getting out of his way. Oh, he hit his brakes. Somebody finally stopped him. Or didn't move. Good God, dude. Yeah, this is crazy. And there goes the Mustang now going to cut us off. So that's 3 vehicles in in 10 minutes that are trying to cut us off.
We're definitely in Dallas.
Yeah, we are definitely
close.
here. Because, man, they do not care. Well, we passed the Miller High Life plant, so that's usually what I know. Yeah, I'm here. I am knocking on heaven's door at this very moment.
I wonder if that's a steakhouse.
You mean that giant thing with the cattle on there and the oil there? It says steakhouse? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you they serve chicken there.
I think so.
Vegan joint.
It's a sushi place.
Yeah. Definitely looks like it. You know, my brother loves this town. I don't think I can live here.
I couldn't. It's too dirty. It's just like Houston. It's dirty.
I've always thought Houston was one big ghetto. I hate to say that, man. I got some good friends in Houston. My kids live in Houston. But Houston, to me, always has felt very ghetto.
Like, both towns are towns where oil is king. And in towns where there's a lot of oil, like, production, it always seems like the town is dirty. It doesn't matter where you go in the city. It almost feels like, at least now, I mean, maybe it wasn't like this like 30 or 40 years ago, but now it feels like the town is, all the oil is dried up, all of that money, all those money people have left, and we're basically just living in the husk of their former glory. And so the town never gets fucking cleaned up. They don't bother to like take down old buildings and rebuild them. Nobody's trying to like actively fix the city. They just build new shit further away from the center.
Yeah,
it's
surely
just
because you
keeps
just build
spreading
out. Yeah, but I don't get. You know, you're right, man. Why don't you just go in and tear down that useless building and build on that great location right there? No, we'll just build 20 miles out and make a new city there. What? Yeah. Or we're going to annex that town that's 20 miles from here and make it a suburb of Dallas. That's 47 miles away. Yeah, but it's still a suburb of Dallas. Yeah, welcome to Burleson.
I saw one of those signs in fucking Houston, the I make sexy teeth signs.
Yeah.
And we were just like, what the fuck does that even mean?
She's the dentist that makes sexy teeth.
But does she like add like boobs and like big luscious lips?
I mean, she looks like
legs?
a freaking supermodel, bro. First of all, she can't be my dentist looking like that.
But that's not the dentist. The sign that's in Houston that I saw that's one of those is a guy.
Well, that would say her name said Dr. Rebecca something.
A man in a suit. And it said Dr. Rebecca on it. It's just a model.
So Dr. Rebecca has models.
So, and then the sign doesn't make sense because it says I make sexy teeth. So the teeth themselves are the sexy thing, not the person on the billboard.
Yeah.
So again, it brings me back to, is she like adding boobs to teeth and like legs and arms?
I don't know. You know, there are some women that really look at teeth, which is weird to me. It's like, really? Yeah, I look at teeth. I'm like I've had women say that before. I really look at a guy's teeth. I look at his hands, look at his feet. I'm going, really? We look at your boobs and then we check your personality out. Because,
wait, those aren't the same thing?
Yeah, because, well, if you have great boobs and a shitty personality, you better have a fucking joke book in your back pocket because I'm not dealing with you for long. I'm just saying, you better be really fucking amazing person. And that's our thing, man. People are like, oh, that's such a sexist thing to say. No, not really, because women do it too. You're not going to tell me no. I had a friend of mine, she used to always talk about guys and how they were so terrible and how they had these limited things. And then all of a sudden one day, she realized she was a piece of shit like everybody else. And it was the greatest day of my life when she realized it. Because she always thought she was better than that. You know, like guys only want the pretty girls and the supermodels and rah. And I was like, she was an attractive woman, but she didn't have confidence in herself being attractive. And so she would always whine about not getting the guys she wanted. But there were guys that liked her, but they didn't look good enough to her for her to deal with them. So she didn't date those guys. I think. And everything about you has now been proven that you're just as bad as the guys you were talking about. It's a visual thing. For everybody, it's a visual thing. Don't try to play like it's not. Don't try to act like you're better than that. You're not. It's a visual thing. If I'm visually not attracted to you, I don't care what's going on with you. And you can be a great friend, but you're not dating me or wasting a minute of my time with you dating me. This is where we're definitely in Dallas traffic now.
Yeah, we're in the shit.
This is where it slows down. Now this makes so much more sense why it's saying, yeah, you were going to get here to this time. I'm about to say you stay in this road. I think you actually go over one more.
Yeah, looks like it. I hate driving.
Do you?
I wish I could just teleport to places.
Bro, that would be the greatest power ever. Like that movie Jumper, I wouldn't even use it to rob banks. I would just wouldn't drive anywhere. I'd just get a suitcase and bye. Where are you going? Chicago. To do what?
Be in Chicago.
To be in Chicago for today. I want a hot dog. So.
Stopping to get off the highway. Gotta love Dallas.
Yeah.
That's probably the clearest anybody will be able to hear us in this entire podcast because there's no road noise.
That's so true. And there's we literally are at a dead stop to get off of a highway. Oh, and there's more fire trucks and an ambulance.
Goddamn ambulance.
And that looks like it's all going to one lane.
Well, we're still going to be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
That's what's going on. Bro, so once again, probably, as we've been saying this whole trip, somebody in Dallas was speeding, and it's wet.
Fucked it up for the rest of us.
Yep.
Thanks, Dallas.
It's wet, and you're speeding in a rainstorm. That means you're going to lose control. I don't really get it. I know you got the lead foots. You got the lead foots, bro.
I don't have no lead.
You got the lead foots. You got it. But
I got traction control.
I see everybody else is trying to get over, but I wonder if are we at the lane that dies?
I think we actually have to get over because we've got to go to 121 and we're in the Belknap section. Fuck.
I like how Waze just realized traffic is building up ahead, so that meant somebody in the lane up in front of us just realized that. Or started marking it.
Yeah. I wish there was another way to go. 4-minute delay. God damn it, we're never going to get there now.
Yeah, man, it's not bad. See that whole thing. So the Belknap is where it's all one lane. I like how people are still trying to go past us in this right lane, only to get up there to realize you probably need to be in this lane we're in. And unless, of course, you are getting off there and it's one lane. But, man, they are doing a slow creep there. So that's nasty. Whatever has happened up front is nasty. I just see all the red and blues and I see is that a fire truck? That's definitely an ambulance. There's definitely 3 police cars. And what may be...
It looks like an 18-wheeler.
It could be. You know what it is?
The big gray thing right there?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm trying to figure out what the back of that is. I can tell you what it isn't. It is not a brakes armored vehicle. And that's what I wish it was. Bro, I swear right now, if there were $100 bills floating down this road, I'm getting out. We're going to get money. And then we're going to micro. That was micro. We're going right there, bro. I'm like, just go ahead and roll up on it, bro. Let's do this. Let me ask you a question. You're driving down the road, and somebody robs the Brinks truck, and money's everywhere, and a freaking bag. Bags are everywhere, but you just happen to be driving by, bag, $500,000 in it.
It's gone. It's gone with me.
You're just taking it
in a heartbeat.
You're not even thinking about it.
I'll take it home. I'll sit on it for a year, 2 years, and then start slowly
divesting it.
Yeah,
moving it.
Figure out something to do with it. You know what? I would probably get it out of the country.
Would you?
Definitely. Like, I don't know, take a trip to Mexico and then get it into a Swiss bank account that I can access. I definitely would not be in this country no more.
You're out.
If I could snap my fingers, I would be out of this country in a heartbeat.
What? I've traveled to too many countries, so I can't do it, dude. I've traveled way too many countries. I've traveled to enough countries where I was like...
But that's the thing, is you've traveled to shitholes.
No, some of them were pretty nice, but still, no.
I guess.
Like, Singapore's amazing.
Yeah.
Singapore's amazing.
See, like, that's the thing is, like, I wouldn't go and just stay one place in particular. I would go places. I would just...
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the
place.
Yeah, now, there were some shitholes in there, but when I went to Singapore is gorgeous. It's amazing. And if you have the money to travel, everybody should see Singapore one time. Just amazing city. Hong Kong was amazing. Loved Hong Kong. Now it's under China rule. I don't want to go back, but it was cool when I went. There's nowhere in Russia I ever want to go. Ever.
I don't know.
I don't want to go to Russia. I don't want to go to China.
You not going to Russia, I can understand. I would be fine in Russia.
Yeah, I never want to go. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man, it's like the thing, and I tell people a lot of times they don't realize this when I say that, man. I'm like, look, I've been to some places. There's some countries I don't want to go to. And also, you know what else? I also had a top secret clearance in the military.
What is he dragging? There's a cop dragging something up this hill. I guess it's a piece of the car that crashed.
I don't know what we just saw there. Are you telling me the car flipped and went over the median?
Yeah, that's a car on its side. What we thought was an 18-wheeler is literally a car on its side. Like, it's sideways. Like, the door is on the ground. That's the bottom of a fucking car.
Okay, so this jackass here.
I've played enough GTA to know what the bottom of a car looks like. That is fucking crazy.
You're not letting this Jeep in, are you?
I'll let him in.
Okay, I was like wondering, like, Brandon, what are you doing? They really.
She looks like a nice lady. Man, that is some crazy shit. You should get a picture of that fucking car.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to have to actually do that.
It's literally on its side. Like, it's missing a fucking wheel. Look, it's missing a wheel.
I've never seen anything like this, dude.
That's some crazy ass shit. Wow. Wow. Holy fuck. It's a truck.
Bro, that doesn't look right. Dude, that truck's so crushed up, man.
Did you see the top of it?
Yes.
The other side?
Yes.
Because I couldn't see it.
It looks like it rolled. That's why I'm saying that. It looks like it rolled and landed there because the entire cab is crushed in. This is crushed in above it. Wow. All the windows are blown out and there's a wheel missing. So it looks like it took that turn too fast in the rain, rolls, and lands that way.
So that was what the driver's side wheel?
Yes.
Yeah. So the front driver's side wheel
missing.
Completely fucking missing. It's on the side of the road just laying down. The car is literally on its passenger door. Man, that was fucked up.
That was a full-size pickup, man. That was, yeah.
It was a big-ass Dodge Ram, wasn't it?
Yeah, that did not look right, bro. I hope the person's okay, but that explains why there's an ambulance there now.
Yeah.
They may not have walked out of that. That has got to be the weirdest billboard I've ever seen.
That we
sue sex offenders. I've never seen.
I don't understand why there's a sticky note that has the Google logo on it, and then it says Note Boom.
Oh, Chuck Note Boom.
Yeah.
Selected to Super Lawyers every year, 2003 until now. So Chuck does.
His name is Chuck. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Chuck seems to be one of those guys that might be an ambulance chaser. That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, Chuck may be a wonderful guy. Chuck may be like, I'm an upstanding guy. Yeah, Chuck, really? Those are some strange billboards we just saw, bro. For a couple miles.
Yeah.
A nice stretch of billboards. Each billboard told us a little bit more about Chuck's story as we drove by. Chuck Note Boom. Okay. I'm actually going to look into this. What is Super Lawyers? I had a moment of silence for past the Chicken Express. You know, that is the strangest thing, is that I don't eat fried chicken anymore.
Well, you could technically eat fried chicken, but you could eat the skin. But if you go have chicken wings, they fry them without breading.
Right.
So that's technically fried chicken.
True, and I just get to pick a nice sauce on that, like
The original hot does not have any sugar in it.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to Wingstop's website and you look up their nutritional info, it's like 15 grams of protein per 2 wings, a wing and a drum, and then the original high has no sugar in it.
My mom goes there a lot. She gets the lemon pepper and the.
I don't think the lemon pepper has. There's a few of them on
she
that
gets
list.
the original.
Yeah, there's a few of them on that list that don't have any sugar.
Yeah. Dude, that is the most. I'm about to post this picture.
Some crazy shit.
That was nuts. I'm actually posting that to Instagram as we speak. That was insane. I've seen some crazy wrecks. That was the most insane. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What's up? Who's pregnant? What's going on?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who is this? Oh!
Please don't tell me it's Bonnie.
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
No, it's one of my homegirls, man. She's pregnant. Congratulations to her, man. I am. And she's changing her whole profile, man. So that's cool. She's doing that, man. That is awesome, man. Hey, congratulations to her. Through all the BS for Prego. And she made a joint account.
Oh.
Yeah, which is that's good for her.
We're getting close, man.
Oh, we really are. So close.
I had to race like a fucking piss horse for like the last 20 minutes.
Bro. Who are you telling, man? I'm so ready to get in your bathroom. I'm gonna. It'll probably just be 10 minutes until she urinated. Bro, I'm just going to take a picture of this because that is the most wildest t-shirt I've ever seen.
What?
It just says if you're going to sell pussy, at least have a car to deliver it. And that's only in Dallas. I got just some weird stuff popping up, man. I was just like, okay. This is going to be, that's what this trip is now. This is where we are now in the trip.
All right. Getting on to SH 183 Dallas. east.
Yeah. So close. So close. It's almost over. Now, bro, did we just record a whole episode the whole way here?
Yeah, we've been
just
recording
did it.
this whole time.
So we just did a full, what are we at, 2 hour mark?
I don't know.
Roughly? It's
Roughly.
gotta be.
Because the first half was like 25 minutes, and then it got interrupted, and then I started it up again. I don't know where we're at right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, we actually did the road trip episode. This is definitely unique, different way to do a road trip. We did a podcast. We covered a lot of stuff though, man. It was like, this is the conversations we normally have where we're not on the podcast, and it's not much different. The podcast are these same episodes. We talk nerdy shit, and then there's usually a wreck.
The wreck is usually us.
Yeah, the wreck is usually us. That's really what happened. I was like, this is no different than any other episode. People wouldn't even know we were in the car. We wouldn't have told them. Dude, this is really nice through here, man. That's what's so weird about Dallas. You get to this part where they're like, hi, this is the part of the road that was under construction for the last 20 years. This is what it looks like now. Wow, this is nice, and it's very, very unique looking. And then there's that other part that's torn up still. And we call that 35. 35 has been under construction for 30 years. There's parts of 35 that will never, I will die before that's fixed.
Yeah.
I would live a whole life and there will always be construction on 35.
Hey, there's that note boom injury lawyer place.
Oh, there he is, yeah. So Chuck's got a big old office, noteboom.com. Chuck's doing well for himself these days. Chuck is not hurting, I can see, based on his billboard placement and suing sex offenders.
I'm guessing that suing sex offenders billboard is kind of in, like, that. Those probably cropped up because of the Me Too movement, maybe?
I bet you. I wouldn't, Chuck seems like the kind of guy that's like, can we sue somebody for this? Emotional trauma.
His name is Chuck, and he's down to sue people who commit sex crimes?
Bro, if Chuck said we will sue racist people, I could get emotional trauma. I grew up in Louisiana and live in Texas.
Why don't you just sue the state of Louisiana for it?
Oh my God.
For creating an environment conducive to racism.
Yeah, like for letting David Duke run for governor.
Yeah.
I could just sue the state of Louisiana. Yeah, you know what? If I got
think we've got a case.
If I got everything Louisiana had right now, I would have $5. That'd be it. I think it's like, and here's the thing. When I was a kid growing up in Louisiana, I remember one of the funniest things happened there is that they would say, we're number 49, like in the worst educated states in America.
We're the best.
They were better than Mississippi. That was all they wanted to be. They didn't want to be the 50th dumbest state. 49 meant we were better than somebody. They may have peaked at 48. I don't know.
Man, there's something I ain't seen in years.
Albertsons grocery store? I didn't even know those things still existed, dude.
No, they pulled out of most of Texas, but they're still in the northern parts.
Really?
Yeah, they're still here in Dallas. And in the southern parts of Texas, Albertsons and Randall's are the same company.
Yeah.
So all of the Randalls are Albertsons.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They just kept the name in some of the places where it's more popular. So Dallas, they're Albertsons.
I know Amarillo used to have Albertsons, but I don't even know if they still have them. I know there was a bunch of places that I thought they had closed or filed bankruptcy and closed a bunch of grocery stores. The grocery store business is the worst business ever. Like, it is pennies on the dollar's profit. I mean, you really, if they have a sale like, oh, these are 2 for 1, they're losing money 9 times out of 10 on that. But they believe that'll bring you into the store, you'll buy something else, and that's where they'll make their profit. It is not a profit-heavy margin.
I don't know. H-E-B seems to be doing pretty well for itself.
Yeah, H-E-B, man, but H-E-B is just such a weird setup too, man.
I mean, they've been around forever.
Yeah, they got a different hustle than most people. I did not know. Well, I used to many moons ago. I worked as I used to bag groceries at a butcher's. That's how my first job I ever got was working at a Brookshire Brothers pushing carts bagging groceries.
Yeah,
and one of the managers really liked me and took a liking to me and a couple of my friends, and he just kind of would teach us stuff. And then, like, they opened up a Super One Foods, and they were like, "Hey, we're picking some of you guys to go to the new grocery store, and we want the best guys to go." And so they picked me to go to that Super One. See, that just totally cut me off. This asshole's over here in the right lane, realizes his lane's running out, and refuses to get into front of us. Like, we're sitting here waiting for him to move over. But nope, they're just kind of sitting there in the lane that's running out.
It's fucking Dallas. Anyways, they picked you to go.
Yeah, so they picked me to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, and we went early, so we were having to do the thing where, like, they're opening the store and we were putting the shelves up. We would put shelves up. The 18-wheelers would come in and drop off they were dropping off the coolers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what was rolling out of the back of the truck. Those meat freezers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually lining them up, plugging them in, letting them get and cleaning them before there was meat coming into the store. Like, that's what we would do. And put up the shelving and, okay, what's this line going to be? It's going to be this. So put up the shelves here, then wipe the shelves down. Like, that was my job forever. It was crazy. It was crazy.
It almost seems like they should have hired other people to do that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, it was cheaper to just bring us in and pay us to help do that.
It's like what they used to do at work until that kid fucking shocked the shit out of himself when we move our PCs around.
Yeah, but I think that's more on that kid. He's kind of a dumbass if you shock yourself on a computer. Like, how long have you been there? 4 years? 4 or 5 years?
4 years.
How many times have you moved in that 4 or 5 years? Sometimes 3 times a year?
Fuck, I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, probably like 10 times.
Okay. How many times have you shocked yourself out of those 10 moves?
Never.
Okay.
But I'm not retarded. I
Exactly.
know how to deal with computers.
Exactly. I've never, bro.
But some of the people that we work with are retarded. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of the people we work with are fucking retarded.
Yeah, no, big time.
And it's not they're retarded because, oh, he should know how to fucking unplug a computer. That's just not the thing that they do. It's just not in their forte. Like, and I understand now why we have the people who come in and move the desks for us, but, I mean, it would be just so much easier for me to just move my own shit, you know?
Bro, you know how many times I've unplugged my stuff? And I'm talking like unplugged it, monitors and everything, and unplugged the battery pack because I went to a desk that didn't have a battery pack.
Yeah.
And it moved it. But one dumbass comes in and shocks itself, and we're all supposed to be like, don't move your stuff now. Dude, there's another freaking outage.
Yes, they're everywhere apparently. It seems like.
Yeah, so it's just like, how can you be so dumb? Like, bro, I'm still to this day have not figured out how he shocked himself. Not only did he shock himself, he whined about it. Like it was somebody else's fault that he shocked himself. Mm-hmm. Like, how is it somebody else's fault that you're dumb? If anything, blame your parents. That does not make sense that you shocked yourself. And I've been here. Every freaking studio in this building, I've had a desk in it. Every freaking studio. The studio you were in, where X-Pilot is right now?
Yeah.
I've been in that studio twice.
Yeah, it's because it was the old specialist studio.
Right. I was on the specialist department. So when I was to them, I worked in that studio. I worked in the one next to him. I worked in the one that Charles is in. I've been in that one 3 times.
Didn't you start in that one?
I did start in that when I think about it now. I worked in all those studios down there. I worked in every single one of them because I was there when it was Sports A and Sports B. The only one I didn't work in was the one where Star Wars used to be.
Yeah.
That was it. And now that's the specialist studio. So there's the one studio I didn't work in.
I've worked in that one.
See, I worked in every other studio.
That was the second one. So I went. So there's the two specialist studios. I started in the not the one that we're in now, but the one right next to it. Then I went all the way down to the end where the break room is, into that one where the specialists are now. And then I moved into Julie's studio, which is the one that was to the right of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved from that one down to the studio where the other X-Pilot team is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved back. Like the only studios that I haven't worked, the only studio I haven't worked in is the Spider-Man studio. Basically, it's the only one I've never been in.
I was going to say there's only one, and I'm the one that specialists are in now. It's the only one I've never been in. But and then I've even worked on the other side of the freaking building, so that lets you know I've really, literally been in every freaking thing we have to offer there, and it makes zero sense to me. And all those moves, never once shocked myself.
Yeah.
Never once.
I mean, they're I don't know what the specifics are. It sounds like he just fucking touched a live wire or something like that while he was pulling it out. But it also could have been that there might have been a frayed wire, and he might have just grabbed the frayed part of the wire and shocked himself.
Yeah.
On that shit.
Bro, there is another group of fire trucks right there, right across the way from him. That car's up on top of that thing, though.
Huh.
Yeah, there is a wreck over there. That's like where the car is already on top of the. Let's see, 2 fire trucks and 1 police car. So we are near Grapevine Historic District, I guess.
We're in Grapevine. We've been in Grapevine for a while.
This is where GameStop's warehouse is. GameStop has a warehouse in Grapevine. This is home base headquarters for them, which I find shocking. I did not know that they were a Texas company for the longest time.
Explains why there's so many goddamn many of them in Texas.
Yeah, that's very true. They were in some shithole towns for a long time, man. Like, you knew, wow, this town is little, but they have a GameStop. And they got away from that idea. They actually closed a lot of those smaller stores, the smaller base stores and performance stores.
Can you feel it?
What?
We're close.
Very
Can you
close.
feel it in the air?
I do not.
I can.
You're hyped.
You look at my arm.
Bro, you got chills and the hairs are standing up. You're hyped. You're super excited to be going to this thing.
Man, I haven't been since 2012.
6 years.
Yeah.
You are so hyped for this. Bro, I did not realize we were that close to the freaking airport, though.
Yeah, DFW is like there.
Right there.
Yeah. That's why this resort is so close. You fly into Dallas and you go to that hotel.
This is crazy.
You haven't seen shit yet. This hotel is goddamn gigantic. Like, it is literally like the size of the Superdome. It's fucking huge. It's so big that the inside of the fucking hotel, where the rooms are, is a gigantic atrium. It's like its own biome in there. Like, it's huge. There's a fucking lazy river inside the hotel.
Oh, bro, now. Just told me that. I would have brought a swim trunks and floated that hoe.
We're so close. First thing I'm doing is pissing for like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely happened. man, when the Porsche and the BMW dealership were right next door to each other.
You're right next to the airport and the biggest fucking resort in the entire city.
Mm-hmm.
So, crazy story time. Quakecon story. 2004. Doom 3 is being released. The fucking Rock shows up to do a goddamn panel at Quakecon for the Doom movie. Because the Doom movie's coming out that year.
No way.
So we're, it's like probably 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, something like that. And me and my friend Mouse and Tara and Mike, we're all here together. And me and Mouse Mouse pretty much stuck with me the entire time we were here. So me and Mouse, we met this guy outside with a few other people, and we all decided to like go in to smoke a bunch of weed. And so we're walking through the atrium, and one of the dudes is I guess he's just plastered drunk. It's the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
So inside the atrium, as you're walking across, there's a big fountain, like a big, like, huge display fountain.
Mm-hmm.
He decides that it's a good idea to jump in the fucking fountain and swim around. And the rest of us are just like, don't know that guy. Keep walking. We're gone. Somebody else, in one of the rooms, decides it's a good idea, not the same night, this is a different night, but decides it's a good idea. He's on like the 5th or 6th floor.
Yeah.
He rips a fucking toilet off the wall in his room, rips the toilet, barehanded, just rips the toilet out, walks out to the balcony and throws the toilet off the balcony into the atrium. Because all the rooms, the inner rooms, have a balcony that looks out over the atrium. Because the atrium is so gigantic. Ripped the fucking toilet, just ripped the toilet off the wall, threw it. And then we didn't come back to the Gaylord for, I don't know, until now. Actually, no, there's probably, I want to say like 2008 or something. It took multiple years before they would let Quakecon back in because of how badly they fucked everything up that year in 2004. Also, 2004 was interesting because we're downstairs. So the place where Quakecon happens is multi-level.
Yeah.
And downstairs, we're on the 1st floor. We're having this convention where we're all celebrating the release of a game about hell. And at the same time, in the resort, upstairs, there's a Baptist convention going on. So it's heaven up top, hell at the bottom.
So
it's hilarious.
So appropriate.
It's the best. Like, the irony was just dripping that year.
Dude.
Of the craziness and shit that happened.
Did y'all have nobody protesting?
No.
That's weird.
That's the atrium.
Holy crap.
That's where the convention is, on the left.
Okay,
and then
so
they have a marina.
Yeah, when you come around this corner, that's pretty freaking epic to see this, because you don't see this coming.
Not at all.
Wow, QuakeCon daily parking. So we really are in the thick of it.
Hurry up, motherfucker.
Wow, this is massive as fuck. So is it free parking?
I don't know. Find out.
I don't see this guy taking money. He's just kind of pointing. Oh, there he is. There's the money guy.
Look,
How are you doing?
here for the convention.
Quakecon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Check out the left gate.
Left gate.
Wait, left gate?
Say left. I don't know what's going on.
It doesn't make sense.
Credential ticket inside. Okay, fuck it. Press for ticket. Fuck it.
Okay.
We'll just leave this in here. I have a bad history of fucking like taking my ticket with me and then for losing it somehow.
That's a lot of
Forgetting it.
parking right here on our right.
Well, I know where the door is.
Yeah. And you're trying to
Okay,
get as close
another
to-
crazy Quakecon story. That same year, we didn't have a hotel room.
Yeah.
So we stayed here for 3 days, didn't have a hotel. I could not stay awake any longer. I needed to sleep. So I'd found a place to park in here, and I just went and slept in my car.
Right.
And I'm sleeping in my car, and I don't know how long I've been out, but all of a sudden I hear on my window, and there's a cop standing there. He's like, "Hey, you need to move." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You're parked in the constable parking spot." And I'm like, "That wasn't there when I parked here earlier." So either somebody had taken the sign down specifically so they could park there to be an asshole, and then I parked there after they left, or they put the sign up and then woke me up.
But you were so knocked out, you didn't even know.
I was fucking gone. And actually, I was parked, like, right over here. Like right there, I think. Or maybe, like, right on this side over here.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, let's, yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forget we can do this, can't we?
Yep.
I forget we can do this.
Anyway, so I'm going to stop it because we're here. Bye.
Later.
Thanks for listening to the Team Lift Podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page @GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages @CoachSilky and @ThighSide. You can direct questions and comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.